Hello everyone, welcome back to another Tomato Sauce stream. Today we're going to be talking about the RUSH WCQ, kind of our experience in it, like the meta, how things went, did things kind of go as expected, did we have a good time, etc, etc. We have also put out a video basically covering this topic, so like there's that as well. The other thing we want to talk about is other people's perceptions of how it went. Like, a lot of people really hated it, a lot of people really enjoyed it, and we have seen a bit of displeasure from some of the JP players. I've seen it quite a lot on Twitter, where a lot of them aren't very happy with the state of the game and the state of specifically the format that we had going into this WCQ. This was very standout because I don't really follow the JP bros from like a speed perspective. But from the RUSH perspective, generally everyone's quite optimistic. They're generally quite, this meta might not be perfect, but it's still enjoyable. We're still having a good time. But I have actually seen quite a few people, again, expressing displeasure. And quite a few of them as well, as they do say like, I don't really want to be negative, but I think this needs to be said, sort of thing. So that's quite interesting. As well as, I am curious if there is some sort of correlation as well, because we have seen a lot of the people who have historically done well in KC Cups, in GRFs, in WCQs. In the Western side of things, the same kind of people have also done well in the WCQ that we've just had, right, on this past weekend. But over on the Japanese side, most of their quote-unquote stronger players that have been performing at a high level didn't perform as well. So I'm curious if there is any kind of like something going on there where maybe there's like just a lot more stronger players in Japan. Maybe over in the West we don't have as many strong players, or if we do, maybe not as many of them are actually pushing for those world spots. So maybe that's why we did see kind of the same kind of people making those top 10 finishes. The other thing that we were going to really cover here was going to be potential ban list. I have already seen one of the JP Bros Ra put up his thoughts about a potential ban list, and I think some of the takes are very interesting. I personally, like, my initial feeling is that they will just give Light Galaxy like a little slap on the wrist, leave everything else untouched, because I think they released these 3 decks before the WCQ deliberately, and that is because they want the WCQ to be exciting, to have like really impactful like games and really explosive, and be just this like, I don't know, this big ball of excitement. And I think the new 3 decks, even if we don't like them, I think they do meet that criteria. And I think that what's more likely is they're going to try and release 2 more really strong decks and be like, okay, these are your 5 Worlds decks, right? But let's see what we have in chat. We have Drags in with the first. Hello, hello, Drags. And we have the Dr. Alex. Hello, hello, my friend. We have Gunkin Sushipshari. Hello. Sora Mia. Hello, I'm here for the streak and now I shall leave. Why does Sora Mia never stay? I think Sora Mia is the kind of person that likes to, like, keep tabs, but, like, doesn't actually like me. That's my takeaway from this. We have Duan on a 7-stream streak. Hello, hello, Duan. Welcome, welcome. Also, congratulations on your finish. I mean, obviously, we don't know exactly where people finished, but we can infer based on how they were doing, right? We have Duke. Hi, Drags and Tomato. Hello, hello. We have Mechlord in the chat. Hello, hello, Mechlord. We should also give Mechlord a shout-out. I don't know if we've ever given Mechlord a shout-out because I'm really bad at shout-outs. But everyone knows Mechlord. Mechlord's great. He makes fantastic YouTube content for his cats. Everyone should know. And obviously, I think I literally just watched one of your videos talking about using a skill / cards that stop your opponent from revealing, which then turns off their skill. And that is so funny to me. That is actually hilarious to me. Because we also, I believe, saw Duan playing the trap card that did prevent people from using their skills, which is, again, hilarious. That is even a thing you can do. Hi, I'm back after a few weeks of absence. Hello, hello. Is this Nostalgia Dragson? It's Zaki Boys here as well. Forehead jump scared. Why is Zaki Boys always just so mean? Like, come on, Zaki Boys. You can not be mean. You have the ability. How was the new Zexal skill, Tomato Sauce? I haven't really played much against it. I've played against the Zexal deck once, and I absolutely destroyed. No, I played against it twice. One hand, it completely broke. The other time, it just didn't really do anything. But then again, I'm not been playing like at a high level. Like at the moment, we're still climbing. We're in dual level 16 at the moment on the speed account, and we haven't been playing ranked. So we're probably not playing against the strongest players realistically. We have Ursus. Hello, Ursus. Also, congratulations on how well you did as well. Draco Kids here. How you done? I mean, I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing, Draco? Been a while. Hello. Resting from the rush this week. I mean, that's fair. I mean, that's why we're also jumping in on the speed, because I still really enjoy speed. I know some people aren't really happy with the speed meta. I guess also some people aren't really happy with the rush meta. But I still like to dip my toes in, especially when I'm just playing a deck that I really like. On my rush account, I've been playing Fluffles. I've been having a really good time with that. And on the speed account, obviously we're playing the dinosaurs, so I've also been having fun with that. Yo. Hello, E-Hero. Welcome on in, my friend. We also have Corey. Hey, I am nearly in time. Welcome. I wonder how good the baseball cards will be. So, individually, the baseball cards are like, they're fine. They're not, like, good. And I think they're going to need a lot of help to make them good. So I'm expecting some, like, really busted skills, to be honest. Some really busted skills. I hope Yuki's cards and skill will be good. I mean, potentially. Thank you for the shout out. No problem, Meckel. No problem, my friend. The reason I was gone, since I'm grinding on Duel Links. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I did mention Dwan in my vid too, lol. Hit me up, Dwan. Yeah, Dwan is fantastic, right? Dwan, I tend to find there are very few players that play both formats at a high level. Like, there are obviously some, but for the most part, you don't really see a lot of crossover. So, like, Dwan obviously really stands out as being, like, in the know on both. I hope they are good, but I guess in 99% on how OP the skills will be, yes. They could also, like, bring out a couple of cards early, like, really early. But the issue is there aren't that many cards you could release that Fire Warriors could abuse that other decks can't, right? So if you bring out good Fire cards, Pyro are going to abuse them. If you bring out good Warrior cards, well then Elemental Heroes could abuse it, or Yami Ruler could technically abuse it, right? So there is that. If it's fair, the deck probably sucks. Yeah, I expect the skill is going to be busted, right? Like, it's probably going to give you, like, a +1 every turn minimum, as well as also do something else. I'm salty because I lost my watch streak. That is a shame, Zaki Boys. That is a shame. I didn't that well in the end with 29k. Had too many big lose streaks. Yeah, but the fact that you were still doing well throughout the weekend is still good, right? Even if you didn't finish at the ideal spot, you should still be proud with how well you performed throughout, I think. Now both speed and rush are fine. I think, again, it's going to depend on who you ask, right? Do you think the reason we don't have Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 because of Kazakuhi? No, I don't think that's really much of a reason. I think if they wanted to, they would just do it, right? What would make sense to me would be that rather than just pumping it out constantly, like, maybe they could do what, like, Vanguard does, or, like, what Bleach has been doing, where they actually sit back, they spend a bit of time, and they make a high-quality animation. I think that could be really good. The issue is, we've seen how long they've had to make Chronicle, and that has been such a long wait for such little content. So, unless that's, like, the teaser to be like, alright, this is just to keep people going while we work on the actual bigger project. But we'll have to wait and see. I play both formats at a low level. That's got to count for something. I mean, yeah, 100%. I mean, again, if you're just having a good time, that's what matters, right? It's not even my idea, to be fair. My idea was to put it in the hero, though. I see. Since he was the brains for all ideas and new story of Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, have you watched Chronicles Episode 2? I haven't, actually. Chronicles 1 was so disappointing that I think I heard Chronicles 2 came out, and I was just like, I don't care. I was just, yeah. Unless someone, like, because no one has, like, contacted me and said, oh, Chronicles 2 was amazing. So, like, unless someone says that, I'm just not going to bother, I think. I think I thought the main reason for no Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 is the fact they can't make duels without it being too long, so it's difficult. Game is too modern. It's hard to make another anime. Yeah, but Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 could also be Rush, right? So, like... I don't know. Chronicle, exactly. After GX, he had minimal input to begin with, other than occasionally doing art for cards he didn't have involved for 15 years. Hope we get new Chronicle options soon. Yeah, Chronicle was like my biggest disappointment in the last decade in Yu-Gi-Oh! I was so hyped. And then this. No, the Chronicle episodes are good. They are just way too short. Good quality, but bad series. I don't even think I believe that, Draco. The first Chronicle, the animation was so minimal. Like, barely anything happened. That it was just like... I can't call it good animation if, like, static still of character flies across screen and then the animation's over. I can't even call that good animation. Like, good animation is... like, fluidity, seeing lots of movement, seeing the camera angle change a lot. Like, that, none of that was happening. What if Yu-Gi-Oh! Just ended? No. I like Yu-Gi-Oh! Don't let it end. It's one of those things where I feel like eventually Yu-Gi-Oh! Will end. And it'll be sad when it does. But, like, even though Yu-Gi-Oh! Quote-unquote could end, it would still live on in some way, right? So, like, if the TV series just ended, which it appears to have now, the trading card game's going to keep going. If the trading card game went away, you'd probably see, like, retro formats and stuff just come back in, like, a big way. Hello, Tomato. Hello, Paco, Wako, Taco. Also, congratulations, Paco, on your finish in the WCQ. I mean, I think it's highly likely that you have made Worlds, but we'll have to wait and see until we actually see what actually happened. Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 is a crossover again, speed characters that have to learn Rush. They play Rush variants of their own speed decks. Also a way to import and expand more speed archetypes into Rush. I think that would be a cool idea. I would really like the OG cast of Yu-Gi-Oh! To be, like, redrawn in the Rush art style. And have them just play Rush. I think that would be great. I know a lot of people probably wouldn't, but I would love that. I would love that so much. It's my best friend, Paco Wakatako. Did you know, Tomato, during Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie, Kazuki Takahashi was planning to have Yugi, Joey, and Jaden's friend duel each other, and the boss for the movie was Sartorius, but he trashes the story since he doesn't want to be ruined by the original story of Yu-Gi-Oh! That does sound like a bit of a weird concept, personally. Tomato, are you going to join the Yap VC during my Speed WCQ run? I probably will. I mean... there's no reason not to. I'm trying to think if I'm doing anything specifically this weekend. There's Summer Games Fest this weekend. Obviously, I'll be working a bit over the weekend, so I can't, like, fully commit. But, like, I'll probably be there for a bit. It was fun last time. It was fun just chatting to people. Just being in a voice chat, by the way. I'm the kind of person that I can struggle to concentrate if there's too much talking going on in a chat. But for this, because I didn't really... for the WCQ, I didn't really care how I did. And I think that was a big part of enjoying it, right? If I go into an event, like if I'm playing in a tournament and I'm playing super tryhard, then it's a little bit stressful almost. So whenever I play in a tournament, usually I'll just play like a meme deck because I don't really give a shit how I perform. I'm just there to have fun. And then what happens. WCQ and GRFs, generally you want to do as well as you can, right? Like, I was in calls, obviously, with people that were trying to push for a world spot. And that means they're getting very stressed. They have a lot of pressure on them. They're feeling very, on edge. But because I didn't have any of that, I feel like being around people that did have that almost diffused even the smallest amount of tension that I had on me. So because of that, I just got to enjoy the entire experience. Like, we were just yapping. There was, like, people just, like, offering words of encouragement to each other. It was just really, really good and really, really fun. And I think because of that, I enjoyed my World Championship qualifier experience so much more. I actually think if you're trying to go for, like, top 10, or you're trying to go for, like, top 1, because you're trying to get that World's invite, you're almost never going to have fun. Because it's basically a job, right? Like, you have a goal, You need to achieve it. If you don't, then all of the preparation you've done was kind of wasted. I don't know. It's a weird... you get out of it what you put into it, I guess, is my point. And I think that because, again, I had no expectations, I had no pressure, I had no stress, I just had a great time. I was like, this format is pretty fun. I'm enjoying this. I mean, I still had that sense of dread whenever we queued up against the Dark Galaxy, because you were just like, I mean, if he just has combo, I'm just dead. I can't stop it. But, you know, other than that, I was having a great time. Absolutely great time. Yu-Gi-Oh! Were more fun. Were more than most likely not die for another 20 years. They'll reboot it before it happens. I mean, yeah, they could do whatever they want, right? But, like, at some point, there is a good chance that it will come to an end, right? It's not as strong as a franchise as something like Pokemon, for example. Yo, hello, Negative Impact. Welcome, welcome. What's your favorite ace in Rush format so far? My favorite ace. Favorite ace in Rush format. I mean, if we're talking just Duel Links, and we're talking just my favorite boss monster. So this is, for me, I really, really like Extra Spice. I just think a boss monster that gives you advantage is really cool. I think that being able to play on a different axis is also really cool. And I think the artwork is really, really cool. That being said, I don't think it's necessarily the most healthy, and I think that Konami learned a lesson by giving it to us so unrestricted that it's never going to be good again. So to kind of go backwards from there, like card mechanic-wise, I really like Extraplorer, because Extraplorer gets you 2 cards back from the graveyard. It has an interesting requirement. You can use it to do various different combo plays, and it's like a really interesting card, but it's not really like a boss or an ace, right? It's kind of just like a combo piece more than anything else. I do really like Eternal Galactica Oblivion. I think Eternal Galactica Oblivion is really cool as well. There's a lot of really cool cards. It's kind of hard to pick. Real stress is losing the back row pot 50-50 and hitting the bluff. The one thing you should know is, if ever there is a 50-50 decision in Rush, you will always make the wrong decision. If you were to choose the correct one, it would become the wrong one. That's just how it works. You have to accept you will always lose 50-50s. Rather not speculate, since we don't have a definitive proof yet, and Konami's decision if they are going to do that. I mean, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. But I guess we should crack on. So if we jump over here, we're going to have to make sure that we sort this out. Okay, so the first thing that we wanted to talk about, other than obviously, you know, like WCQ, which is something we're kind of already on, is some of the Japanese players have been a little bit dissatisfied with this Rush meta, and the one that's most prevalent to me is Moki Moki. So, to anyone who doesn't know, Moki Moki, also known as Angry Angel, is a Japanese player. He was the 2nd seed? He was the 2nd or 1st seed, I can't remember now. He went to Worlds last year. He has had a gold icon in every single GRF, except for the latest one. He won, I believe, the Gaia GRF that had just come around, and he also runs the Angel Cup. So this is the person that, like, funds the Angel Cup. Not necessarily like the host, because he doesn't stream it, but he is the Angel Cup guy, right? And he basically put out a note, which is like a blogging thing for Japanese people. And basically, he's saying, I'm not going to like read this entire thing, but basically what he's saying is, the game isn't fun because we're getting OTK'd constantly. And getting OTK'd isn't fun. And he even brings up TCB and basically says that TCB wasn't as bad as Eternal Galactica Oblivion or Dark Galaxy because you could play around it. And that does make sense, right? You can play around TCB. Can you send the link to this? Yeah, that's fine. Again, this is auto-translated, so it will come out in Japanese. But yeah, the gist is you can play around TCB by setting cards, right? You can't play around Dark Galaxy, with literally anything. It's like have a trap that saves you or die. And you can't play around Light Galaxy, because again, it's like have a trap and don't let your trap get popped. You can't put monsters face down or in defense position to protect you, because Leica and Meteor Charge exist. So, like, that's the logic, right? So, on the other hand, it's theoretically impossible to take care of Eternals. Even if your line up monsters face down defense, they can be penetrated by Riker and Charge, traps broken by Plasma, so it's all over. Even if you line up only high damage monsters, it's meaningless, because depending on the rotation of the deck, you can get more than 10,000 damage. So, the main gimmick of Light Galaxy, so countermeasures to the gimmick are completed with the main gimmick. In short, the game is about who draws the strongest cards and hits the maximum value to win. There is no room for intervention through play. Basically saying, there's no interaction, right? The most interaction you're going to get right now is activating Compulse on, like, a Plasma. Or maybe getting lucky, your opponent Plasmas, you've got 3 back row, they miss the Compulse, and then you could save the Compulse for the Eternal, right? That's basically the gist of this. There should be, for me, it's been the worst Rush event since Maximums. So I actually really enjoyed this Rush event. But, again, I think mileage may vary depending on how you performed over the weekend. It might also depend on what kind of metas you like. Do you like just playing the decks? Because I think the new decks that we have are very fun to play. They're very enjoyable to actually, like, do the lines with. The issue is, again, lack of interaction. Just getting killed out of nowhere doesn't feel great. In my opinion, the biggest issue was Dark Galaxy, because Dark Galaxy can kill you through literally anything, whereas Light Galaxy can, like, they can get ready to kill you. Generally, it's unlikely you're going to die on turn 2 to Light Galaxy. Now, you can die on turn 2 to Light Galaxy, you 100% can, but they need, like, the custom hand to end all custom hands, or you need to have bricked, right? Usually, Light Galaxy will spend their first turn just kind of doing not a lot. If they go second, they'll, like, start cycling through the deck, and then it'll be on the next turn after that they usually have got enough cards in the graveyard that they can try to push for an OTK. So, like, it's one of those... Light Galaxy, to me, is the not the worst offender. For me, it's Dark Galaxy, but regardless... by the way, Dark Galaxy Rival is even worse. As yeah, even Moki Moki agrees, right? Dark Galaxy is even worse. You get one shot, there's nothing you can do. The only way to play 7th Road, but 7th Road was just not good enough. Returning to the point, environment where monsters' power has increased, the strength of legendary traps increases relatively. Basically, the logic being, the more powerful monsters get, the more powerful trap cards are that can stop monsters from killing you, right? That's the logic. So, it's no good to just complain, so I'll propose some improvements. Frankly speaking, I think it's best to suppress the strength of cards and skills and allow them to deflate. I don't think it's good that there's a huge inflation in the packs right before the GR Fest, and that decks from past environments disappear. So now, I kind of agree here, but there was no way to realistically give us these new decks in a satisfactory way that allowed the old decks to still compete. The only way to really do that is to also give the older decks, like, an extra boost as well. Because even if, like, you'd basically have to just take away the skills from the new decks, or, like, neuter them so bad by just not giving them half of their combo pieces. It's very awkward. It's very, very awkward. True, the OTK problem is getting bigger and bigger for months already, and the new bosses gets even bigger. I still have fun, but he is right. Hello, Serena. The lower life points cards, less in deck, only have a fraction of traps. Yeah, it's all compounding, right? It's all compounding. However, this time decks can reduce players' life to 6,000 in one hit, have become the center of this environment, so I feel like inflation has reached a point where it can happen. So, the next best thing would be to raise the initial life to 8,000 or 10,000. Bear in mind, I want to say, I have been saying, put life points up to 8,000 might not be enough. We might actually need them to be 10,000 for the game to feel satisfying again. So, it's nice to know that I'm not the only one who's saying this. But realistically, I don't see us, like, quote-unquote deflating the meta, because what he's saying is, like, turn down all the skills, as well as, like, ban more cards, I guess? I don't think that's going to do enough. Like, at the end of the day, the cards are just too powerful, right? It's just too powerful. Hard agree. Okay, 10k is a bit too much. It's one of those things where 8k right now if we go back to the WCQ we've just had, if we get at 8k life, you will now survive probably about like 60% more, right? I would say about 60%, where I've managed to finish a game where my opponent having extra 2,000 life points would have let them like survive, right? But there are also a decent amount of times where like 8,000 just still wouldn't be enough. And like there are other cards that haven't released yet that will also be able to do insanely high amounts of damage. Like we haven't got the good Cyber Dragon cards yet. We haven't got Power Bond. Like we're going to be getting like the Jinzo cards at some point. We're going to be getting Seven's Gears, which is a card that can easily do like 18,000 damage in one turn. Like it's unironically 10,000 might not be enough depending on what cards come out and how skills improve as we go. Because already in Duel Links, we have seen so many cards be viable and powerful and meta-relevant and meta-dominant that were never actually very good in the OCG. And the reason being is skills, having 10 less cards in your deck, as well as having 2k less life points. Adding those three factors together suddenly makes a lot of these kind of underused or just bad cards in OCG suddenly become the most powerful cards ever in Duel Links. And it's interesting. Just that in order to actually make the game have back and forth, it feels like you have to do something, right? So like the first option here is like, could we nerf everything, right? The second option is, can we increase life points so that I don't get OTK'd as often, right? But the fundamental reasoning is the same. I don't want to get OTK'd and have nothing I can do to stop it. And this is a problem we have had basically since... I'm trying to think, like, when did this start? Was this... It was probably with Go Rush release and Fusions and UO. That was probably the first big wave. Like, Maximum Overlord is fundamentally like the same thing, but it was so much easier to play around Maximum Overlord, where it has not been as easy to play around a lot of this other stuff. Like, it's like they were saying up here, right? So TCB is good. You can play around TCB by playing Monsters in Defense, but that's like a really shitty way to play because you don't really want to be doing that. So now all of a sudden, and it's the same thing with the Dragon Fusion skill where you can play around it, but in order to play around it, you just have to like not play the game. And it just feels really bad because it's like, well, now I'm just like, I'm either just stalling and hoping you can't kill me, or I guess it is just that, right? If you want to play around it, either you have to just go all in, hope you can kill your opponent, and that they don't stop you, or you just stall until you think that you are confident in killing your opponent. I'm scared of increasing the life points, to be honest. I think that, yes, some decks are going to be so much worse. If we did it, right, bearing in mind, I don't think we're actually going to increase the life points. I don't think this is going to happen, right? This is just like a hypothetical. But if we did, decks that have like a good grind game but don't OTK are going to actually kind of struggle. Because a lot of those decks will like chip your opponent down. And if you can't, like, chipping your opponent down 6k is a lot easier than chipping your opponent down through 10k, right? I maintain that you should do less damage on the turn you activate these skills, or activating gives your opponent life points. The thing is that is fundamentally the same thing as increasing the life points. Like, it kind of just is. Or just better balance the skills. The issue is that, like, we've been asking for better balanced skills, like, forever, and I don't think that's ever happening. Just remove life points until turn 5. Ooh. That is actually a really funny suggestion that actually creates... Well, because then the issue is when the life points turn on, whoever's turn it is probably just going to now win. It comes down to, like, do you have the trap card to stop me? No? Okay, GG. Would feel even harder to make a comeback if I took huge damage the turn before. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's kind of how we feel right now. Like, in the Light Galaxy Mirror, it's basically, if you get that first attack in, you've now said to your opponent, you have to kill me this turn, or I win. So you have to go all in as hard as you can. You need to mill everything you can through your deck to get your graveyard big enough that you can kill me with an Eternal, or you've lost the game already. So it's like, it's a weird race that you sort of have. Now that doesn't matter, even without skills, the life points are too low because the decks are smaller and you can easily get the cards. I think it does matter, just to like a lower degree, right? I think all of these factors add up. None of them are like, basically, it's not easy to look at one thing and go, that's the reason this is broken. That's the reason we don't like this. It's basically a combination of a bunch of different things. And again, I'm saying like I don't like it or whatever. I actually really, really enjoyed this WCQ. So as much as I'm like naysaying and with like echoing what Moki Moki is saying, I still really enjoyed this weekend. So instantly lose or lose later. God, rereading my last message gives me an aneurysm. Hello, fucking BS Gloodle and Stupia. Hello, Kim friend. Welcome back. We're gonna need to increase the deck size a bit if we increase life points. The funny thing is, right, this is the really funny thing. It's like, all right, we need to increase our life points because we're dying too quick. Okay, what should we go up to? 8k, that sounds about right. Okay, if we increase our life points, we need to increase our deck count. What do you think, like 40 cards? So what if we go to 40 cards, and what if we go to 8k life points? That would be pretty good. What if, as well, because the skills are so busted, we just got rid of them, right? And then suddenly, we're just playing OCG. And then everyone's like, oh, actually, I'm enjoying this. It's so, like, funny how that kind of, like, almost does fix the problem, is just let us play the game that's already, like, somewhat balanced. Now, don't get me wrong, OCG has a lot of problems. It's not perfect by any stretch. Right now in OCG, we are in a tier 0 format, so, I'm just saying, it does not fix all the problems, but it is very amusing that that's the line we always go to. Dark Galaxy going Dark Hole into OTK is the most frustrating thing ever. Yeah, because there's basically nothing you can do about it, right? Konami balancing skills, lol. Exactly. Just remove life points entirely. Whoever decks out first wins. Ooh, Santa Mill stonks, though. Santa Mill is also very satisfying to do. Kim is crashing out, and we're not even on speed yet. The thing is, when we get to speed, we're going to be playing against, like, probably... I would assume almost all of the good players have already maxed. So when we do get to speed, we're going to be, like, probably farming people or getting just sacked by stuff, right? I played 30 duels in round 2 and 29 were against Seven's Road. I don't even know any of the Dark Galaxy decks actually works and how to counter them, lol. I mean, that is another thing, right? So if we come off this quick. So I did get to stage 2 on my speed account. This is the speed account. This was the deck we used. And we actually got to like 3k points with this. Like, we only played our like 4 games a day. We weren't like, going crazy. But like, there are a lot of people that were saying like, oh, getting to stage 2 is a nightmare, right? But this is our like, this by the way is a gemless account, right? We have spent 0 gems on Rush. So this is a completely gemless deck that we have here. And this is what we use to get to stage 2. And it was actually quite an easy climb. Actually getting to max rank wasn't that hard with this. Like, I think we dropped like 2 games the whole way up. They should get rid of drawing until 5 and unlimited normal summons. Maybe add synchros and chain links. That would be pretty cool. Although, I got to admit, I'm not actually a big fan of synchros. I might be in the minority for saying this. I've never played a synchro deck that I've really, really liked. Like, if I think back, I like Karakuri, like from way back in like the Edison, well, the post-Edison days, I suppose. I like the 6 Samurai with Shien. I think the idea of Resonators is kind of cool. But like, it's like I look at like Speedroids. I'm like, not a big Speedroid fan personally, but yeah, I'm pretty sure all the good players maxed. I ran into Pure Exosister of all things. But did you win? Did you beat the Pure Exosister? That's the most important part. Dual level max is easy, yeah. Getting to stage 2 was such an easy climb. I did the same on my main account. Yeah. Oh yeah, join the club of synchro haters. I love speedroids. So, alright, so I like the way that the Speedroid deck plays, mechanically, I think the deck is really cool. Like, the way it, like, has a bunch of cards you can add to your hand, put them in the graveyard, bring them back, just get a load of bodies on the field. I think the skill that just, like, gets you basically, like, a free one that you bring back, so you get out, like, a clear wing, and then you can immediately make a crystal and then another clear. I think that's maybe a little bit too easy to do. But, mechanically, I think the deck is kind of cool. I, though, really dislike them aesthetically. I think the cards and the themes behind them is really dumb. And I'm just not a fan, personally. Stardust is the way. I think Stardust is, like, fine. I got nothing, like, against Stardust. I like Blackpink, I guess. But, yeah, for the other mechanics, I have Black Wing. All right, there we go. I was going to say, I was like, is it Blackpink the name of, like, a K-pop band or something? I have way more decks I love. Blackwing, but also true. It's like Blackwing is a deck... I played Blackwings when they initially came out, right? So I was playing the whole, like, Bora plus Sirocco plus... What's the other one called? One that halves your attack. What the heck was that one called? I'm having, like, the biggest brain fart of all time. But you know the one that halves it. Gale? Gale. I like Gale. I was playing back with them when they, like, initially released. And I got, like, some fondness for them, but, like, I haven't really played much with them. But yeah, my point of this tangent was that you could qualify relatively easily, right? It wasn't too difficult to get to stage 2. But going on with this, so we'll get through this eventually. Speaking arrogantly, I personally won 4 times in the past, 5 times in Rush Duel, one of which was a gold icon for Japan, and the most recent time was number 1. So I was quite successful. Speed and Rush have different levels of competition, but I believe that I could have placed highly in Rush no matter who I was competing with. But this time, for the first time, I was not even able to reach the gold border even once. So I honestly feel like it was an incomplete burn. My wins and losses were 100% my own responsibility, so I don't mean to say the environment was to blame for my failure to win, but I think the environment was bad. I think, like, this is a weird translation. I think what he means is, like, don't blame the game for your win, blame the meta, right? I think that's the gist of what we're trying to get across here. Once I tweet the final results, and he's going to be taking a break from Duel Links, right? That's basically the gist, right? I want to criticize the current environment, not to deny the gameplay of Rush. So basically he's saying he still really likes Rush. He doesn't like the current meta and, like, the direction the game is going in. So again, the interesting thing for me was, this was something we saw a lot, because I also saw Weiner, who was the other Japanese player to make it to Worlds, basically echo a lot of this as well, where a lot of these players, like, they took a lot of time off work, and then they couldn't get to that, like, top 10 finish. Which is, like, it's interesting to me, because we kind of have, like, the same people doing well that have always done well for us over here. So, like, Parko was, like, number 1. Maybe he's finished second, right? Who knows where Parko actually ended up? But he's, like, he's done well, right? Quantum was even top 10. We had, like, Duan obviously always does really well in these, right? We have, Sora did really well. Hans usually does really well in these and did well as again. Giorfio got almost certainly the first seed. Like, it's one of those things where all the Western players are just, like, it's just another day, right? They're just also just qualifying. The same people that are always topped again. Big surprise. But over in Japan, that seems to not be the case. And I'm just curious as to why, right? Like, is it because Japan is more competitive? There's a lot more people to kind of fill the gap if you're not on top of your A game, whereas over here in the West, there's maybe not quite as much, right? But it was very interesting to me. It was very interesting. And then, moving on, we have Ra. And Ra is another player that's, like, you know, he's pretty well known over in the Japanese community. And this is his predictions on limits. Because obviously we're going to get some sort of limit list. We always do post KC plus WCQ, right? So I want to increase the number of traps, but I want to remove the cause that is preventing me from getting them from the pool. So I believe what he means by this is Konami won't give us trap cards because we can abuse them. So we'll get rid of the cards that abuse traps. So this is, I believe S means ban. So he wants to ban Yami Ruler, which first off, I don't think this is ever going to happen. I don't think Yami Ruler is ever getting banned. But he also wants to ban Santa Mill, because the logic being, they won't give us good traps because the Stally decks are going to abuse them. So get rid of the milling, therefore the Stally decks, we can just use them in normal decks, right? That's the logic, which kind of makes sense. I think the format wasn't as bad as Gaia. I agree, Dwan. I actually think this format was very enjoyable. But, again, mileage will vary. I think some people would have had a really shit experience and then just been like, I hate this. I hate this, right? That mean Rush always bad? I mean, kind of. Like, I am one to, like, always call Kim Friend out on his memeing. But, like, Rush has had a lot of subpar metas. We have had a couple that have been really, really, really fun. And we've had some which have just been, like, fine. I would say this meta leans on the worst side of neutral, but not like awful, right? That's kind of where I look at it. Why do JP Twitter hate Santa Mill so much, Lamel? It's because Santa Mill is either like really bad, which means then suddenly when it does well, everyone's really happy, or it's really good, at which point it's really boring. Because no one wants to just watch a really good mill deck. That's not interesting to watch or play. It's kind of disappointing how quickly skill power creep happened in Rush, to be honest. Yes. At the same time, it's interesting, right? Because I would make an argument that it's not even the skills that are busted. Now, that might sound weird, right? The issue is, and this is an issue that Duel Links has always had, is they're trying to release cards from completely different eras in the card game at the same time, right? Now, this becomes an issue when you have, like... I mean, just to use an analogy, right? If we were playing with, you know, cards from DM... I mean, maybe DM's not a good example. Cards from GX maybe would be a better example, because a lot of the GX cards are shit. If you're trying to release, like, the base E-heroes that are, like, a bunch of vanillas that can fuse into, like, kind of bad fusion monsters, and then at the same time you release, like, full power Orcust, and you try and release those at the same time, realistically, the vanilla heroes aren't going to do well, right? Suddenly they need a lot of help, right? We need to release a lot of cards early to make them somewhat playable. We need to give them a really busted skill so they can actually keep up. So, like, The issue lies in the fact that they're trying to get out cards that came out a lot later at the same time as cards that released a long time ago. And because of that, there's always going to be a disparity. So when we look at the three decks that are currently the three best decks in Rush, right? We have Spellcasters, which fundamentally is quite an old deck. Now, to be fair, the Charmy Witch, the Ultima Witch, and the, like, Strange Witch, those cards are all quite modern. But they were, like, bad modern. Like, they're cards that came out, had no effect on the meta pretty much whatsoever, and did nothing. So, combining those with a bunch of old cards, if that deck didn't have a skill that gave it a free plus every turn and let them tutor out the cards they need, that deck would be just dead on arrival, because it just couldn't compete with Dark Galaxy or Light Galaxy, right? The issue is that Light Galaxy and Dark Galaxy, just the card quality in general, is so good that it makes it really difficult to, like, keep the other decks up to scratch. Because the issue is, they did come out in a different time, right? And because of that, you need to release the other decks that came out around the same time as Light Galaxy Fusion and Dark Galaxy Fusion. But we don't have a lot of those decks. Like, around this time, we should have had, like, XQT. We should be looking at getting the normal Dragon Fusion and Dragon Tribe Fusion. We should be looking at... We should get the Pyro Fusion stuff. We should have... Like, we're just right around the corner from Maximums. Or, like, specifically the Go Rush Maximums. We should be getting, like, Vocalized Phoenix. We should be getting the Kraken and the Abysskite stuff. Like, there should be a lot of really powerful decks that are, like, at this power level. But the issue is, again, Light Galaxy and Dark Galaxy have come out so, like, quote-unquote early that it's thrown everything into disarray. And we still have a bunch of other Sevens decks, like Baseball, which haven't come out yet. And how the hell are those supposed to keep up with Light and Dark Galaxy Fusion that are really, really powerful decks? It's just not feasible. It's just not going to happen. So, like, you need to give them busted skills. But then the problem doubles down when you give an already really strong deck a really strong skill, right? So in my mind, the only like big issue was that we gave Light Galaxy the ability to create a card. But even that, if we didn't have that, I just think Dark Galaxy would just be the best deck. So it's like, there's no like quick and easy fix to this. There's so many different problems that Konami have created for themselves, and it's so difficult to actually try and find a satisfying way to like resolve all of these issues at once. Abyss hype, Phoenix hype. I mean, yeah, theoretically, the next thing after Yuka, or like as soon as Worlds ends and they do the next announcement, I would just assume it's going to be Go Rush Maximums, right? I was hyped for Music Princess, but if they come out now, they will be unplayable. Well, the thing is, Music Princess is actually a really, really strong archetype. If they get their Go Rush support. If they just come out right now with all of their Go Rush support, they get their Miracle Fusion, they get all their really, really powerful fusions, that deck would probably just be the best deck in the game. Even without a skill, that deck would probably just be the best deck in the game. I mean, maybe they would need some sort of consistency skill, but like, just the card quality is so good. You get a card that like makes your opponent's attack 0, you get a card that just destroys all your opponent's back row. Like, there's so much cool shit that deck can do. We should have gotten Baseball Utopia in like 7's era. It's way too late. Kind of. I think they were a bit scared of giving us a guy that can hit 5k attack during that era. Because like during the 7's era, like the end of the 7's era, the decks were what? It was Psychic Pre-Fusions. It was Machine Good Stuff. Or Machine, I guess it was just Light Machine at the time. It was Royal Rebels, Cyburst. That's kind of it. Those were like the 4 decks. And in a lot of ways, that was actually a really good meta. I think there was a lot of good in that meta. The new stuff is great, yeah. Yeah, exactly. But going on to this, right? I feel like there is a 90% chance the limit will be set for pots. So, Ra wants to see Pot of Greed set to limit 1, along with Dark Hole Device. Now, I think a lot of people would agree that Dark Hole Device is too good. Like, it's kind of busted. And it creates a lot of unfun games. That being said, we have kind of like released a deck that kind of revolves around this in a lot of ways. Like the skill can even discard it for the draw. Apocalypse kind of needs this card to realistically do anything, so it'd be a bit weird. But at the same time, I think Dark Galaxy would still be a fantastic deck, even if we remove Dark Hole Device, because the deck can still rely on its like specific combo lines, right? You can still just go like Protostar, bring back Prophet, summon Prophet, activate Prophet. If you've got Dark Hole Device in the graveyard, which obviously we wouldn't in this case, we wouldn't get the extra effect of Protostar, but do we even need it? If we do get the extra effect of Protostar, we could just get out a Chrysaor. If not, we could go to like Globule and then go into Chrysaor that way, fuse into Theogonia effect, bring back Chrysaor, and then you've just got 3 massive bosses out of almost nothing. And it's like kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts. How are you doing, Tomato? What do you think of fixing the Galactica Fusion draw skill to add the card they create from the deck or graveyard instead of creating it out of thin air? I think that is fine. I don't think that fixes the skill. I think that just makes the skill a little bit worse. I don't think fundamentally that is going to change a whole lot. I think the best way to hit it is probably... It's not easy. It's really not easy. You could limit the create a card to once per duel. That would probably like weaken the deck a decent amount. But the issue is, we want to like bring it down in line with the other decks without like killing it, right? I think Pog will be limited to 1 as well. Dark Hole Device combined with Apocalypse is a powerful combination, that's for sure. Yeah, 100%, 100%. Just play the Tearfing Cheese version. Real and true. I mean, the Tearfing version did actually do quite well. I think there were like 2 or 3 Tearfings in top 100. So we'll have to see if that actually happens when, you know, we get the results and when Cat, I think it is, that compiles the list. See if we have it on there. And obviously we'll have the DLM one as well. Shrewd one. Shuffling a card from hand to add. So that is fine. The issue is, if it doesn't plus, I think that Light Galaxy just falls below Dark Galaxy. Which, like, isn't necessarily the end of the world. Like, we could just have Dark Galaxy be the best deck. But without the plus, I think that it is going to slip down. And it's like, I don't want Dark Galaxy to be the best deck. So if we saw this, for example, right? If we saw Pot of Greed and Dark Hole Device get limited to 1, I'm like, maybe now we could nerf the Light Galaxy skill in such a way that it, like, now has to shuffle back a card so it does a plus, right? Did you look at the new OCG cards, Tomato? Effects for some of these era? So I haven't looked at them yet. I will. So I've got them loaded up. We're going to have a look at them together in a minute. But I hate Dark Galaxy after this WCQ. So I am of the same opinion. For me, Dark Galaxy was the one deck where every time I queued into it, I was like, not again, bro. Just please don't sack me. And then, like, you'd have to just toss a coin as to whether you just died and you had, like, no input on it. Because you never found your Legend Trap. If you're against Dark Galaxy, the Legend Trap was nowhere to be seen or you instantly milled it. So you just didn't get to see it. But sometimes Dark Galaxy would just do nothing. And sometimes they would just OTK you immediately and there's nothing you could do. So, like, it was the most, like, Marmite experience of all time. And because you knew that you could die, you were always on tenterhooks, right? They only nerf 7's Road because most played deck and it's free to play. It's one of those weird... So every single time, like, I put out a tier list, for example, I will get YouTube commenters that will say something along the lines of, like, oh, this list is wrong because I play against Cyber Dragon all the time and that deck is busted and I can't beat it. And I can't, like... I can't tell them they're wrong because from their experience, that is exactly what's happening, right? They're not wrong in that. Whatever is the best, easily acquirable, lowest gem investment, free-to-play friendly deck that is somewhat good is going to be the most played on ladder, and some people are going to really struggle into that. So right now, that's Spellcasters. Before that was Gaia. Before that, it was probably just Heroes or Cyber Dragon. And then before that, it was Magnum Overlord. And before that, it was Blue Eyes. And it was all this crap, right? I even lost to Gigantomachia like 2 to 3 times. I don't think I lost to Gigantomachia once, to be fair. I didn't play anywhere near as much as you, right? I lost to him once. Ladder truly is the most skillful format. The thing is, if you look at it from Konami's point of view, they should sort of balance around ladder, because that's where the majority of players are. Like, I would make the argument probably 95% of players that play Duel Links probably don't give a shit about tournaments. A lot of them probably don't even know what a tournament is. They probably don't know, like, who hosts them, what they are. Most people probably just queue ladder, and that is their entire experience. So keeping them happy, if I was Konami, I would have that as my priority. Tralaleo! Exactly, Tralaleo. But the guy was styling on the air. Hello, Toti! Welcome on in. But yeah, the gist here is limit 1 on both of these, and then limit 3 Extraplorer, right? So Extraplorer is too strong. You fill the graveyard, destroy spells and traps, and Savage Fusion all with 1 card. I wholeheartedly agree with this statement. I think Extraplorer is the best card in the Light Galaxy deck. It sets up all your combos. It's kind of insane. The downside is, because you can make this with the skill, even if we set this to limit 3, all that does is basically, like, either you now have to play, like, 2 boat, 1 order, or it just cuts order out of the deck. So, like, maybe it's not enough. But if we're just looking for a slap on the wrist, this to 3 is actually fine, I think. Everyone on Reddit is asking for Spellcaster nerfs, and this is surprised. There are so many, like, Galaxy in top 100. I mean, that's exactly that. I think that's a fair opinion to have, because a lot of people only play ladder. They just only play ladder. So my opponent had game without it. He made Gigantomachia and popped his own NA. That is so BM, bro. That is actually so BM. Yeah, my experience in Phase 1, I almost exclusively faced spellcasters. To be fair, I was also playing spellcasters, but still, yes. I mean, on my speed account, which obviously didn't climb very high, because it wasn't trying to, all that deck played against was spellcasters. The entire way up, it was just spellcasters. When we got into Stage 2, it was just spellcasters. And that's because at the lower ranks, it's all just spellcasters. And at the higher ranks, it was all primarily like Galaxy, right? To be honest, I haven't seen a fan of this format from the start. I haven't been a fan of this format from the start. I really hope they try lowering the power level of Yuka's release instead of being like, oh yes, the great idea to make deck viable via a busted skill. I don't see how we weaken these decks without giving them the Gaia treatment, which basically kills them. I think it's difficult. I think it's very difficult. They also, Konami historically don't like changing skills so soon after they've come out. They also don't really like hitting SRs and URs, especially URs, from boxes. So like it's interesting to see what they do. If that were true, Konami would have nerfed Hero ages ago. There we go. I would like... Personally, I think... Right now, what Konami has to be thinking about is... Worlds is right around the corner. We need to just make sure there are 5 decent-ish decks that are all around the same power level that you could take to Worlds. So I would predict that we're going to see the 3 decks we've currently got. Maybe they get a slap on the wrist, but they're not going to go anywhere. These are the 3 decks Konami want in Worlds. And then they're going to bring out 2 more decks that are probably going to be a bit weaker. So like maybe that's Yuka's Baseball, maybe that's Manabu's Pyro, maybe they like release something else. It's hard to think what else they could bring out that isn't attached to a character, right? Because now that we've got Yuka, I think that basically says that there's a good chance we get Tiger, but I think they're going to try and hold off on Tiger until they're ready to give us the like Go Rush support for the Wind Warriors. And then I think Yuga Goha is probably another one that is likely to come out. So then I think they won't give us a lot of his reptiles until we're closer to that, right? Utopia will be the best deck, trust. I mean, it could be. Any deck could get a busted-ass skill that makes it the best deck, right? It could be. Utopia balls. Exactly, see, Sora knows. And maybe we can get the level 4 Blaze Fiend guys, assuming the Yuka box is all fire stuff. So, the only time we've had, I want to say, a box that's been all one thing was Scorching Flame Burst, which I think this was, it only had like 6 new cards, but every card in this box was supporting very specifically fire cards. Like, maybe we had that with another deck build, the Dragon one. Like, I think Boost Red Boot, I think this was all dragons as well. I'm trying to remember exactly, but for the most part, they don't tend to, like, just go all in on one thing. They tend to be like, oh, this is going to be, like, 4 different things that don't really relate to each other. But if they did want to go the fire route, there's a lot of cool stuff they could do, right? Like, Yuka Goha is all fire, right? Manabu is all fire. So that's a slam dunk. We could do, like you say, the Blaze Fiends, which also is fire. And I don't think the Blaze Fiends are, like, super crazy strong. They could probably bring them out. And that would be a really interesting one to have as a Worlds deck as well. I mean, there's a couple of other things, like, as, like, an SR and lower archetype, you could have, like, the Fire Beasts. You could have, maybe bring out some of the rest of the Noodle cards, even though we can know Konami just hates Noodles. And then a maximum skill for that. I think it would make sense to have a maximum deck be viable for Worlds. Like, just for, like, an interesting standpoint, and for, like, a good, like, showcase, I suppose, of the format. Because having just a bunch of fusion decks is a bit boring. Having one maximum deck thrown in would be really cool. I do predict that one of Yuka's skills will search Spirit Stadium. It very much could do. It very much could do. I need my Blaze Fiends before they are completely power crept, especially now that they got new OCG support. Beast Gear World Lol. They're going to give us XQT because they will check the statistics on how many people use riding and get disappointed. Potentially. Overlord maximum for Worlds, let's go. I hope not. I really hope not. But yeah, I guess that's kind of the end of this, right? It'll be interesting to see what they actually do. I'm still of the opinion. I think this could happen. I think the limit 1s of Pot of Greed and Dark Hold of Ice, I wouldn't be opposed to this. I think limit 3 Extraplorer still does make a lot of sense. I'd be quite happy with all of these hits. I don't really think these two are getting hit. I think Santa is so much not on their radar, they don't give a shit. And I think they're never touching Yamirula, right? Isn't Full Gleam a floodgate? That would ruin your World's experience. Which one's Full Gleam? I forget. Let's go take a quick look. Oh, we're talking about the Beast Mags. Is that the one we're talking about? Maximum Overlord, whatever his name is. Maximum Overlord. Magnum. That's where I've got wrong. Maximum is the skill name. Magnum Overlord. Wild Gleam, right? It's this one. So, Wild Gleam is cool. But it is a bit of a floodgate. But it is really cool. I mean, I don't think it's likely. But there's a chance. We did, again, don't forget, we did see Magnum Overlord and Vast Vulcan come off the limit list. Right? So there's potentially a chance we get like a Yuga skill at some point. Now, we could get one of the, like, what, 4 other Overlord Maximums? Yes, that's what Toti was saying. You said doo-doo. There's a train one that wasn't that bad, if I recall correctly. The train one's, like, fine. We still don't have the flying one. How do we not have Skystream yet? It's insane. Also heavy metal. I don't know what we're going to do with that. So what you're talking about is Royal Rebels... which is the one we don't have yet. Not progressive. That one's, like, too insane. There's, like, this one? Yeah, Hard Rock. Hard Rock is something we could, like... There's, like, some potential. But, again, it would need probably a busted skill to make it work. Yuga got a skill. Give Roman her other fusions so we can have Psychic win Worlds again. I mean, that would be kind of cool. We still don't have the potions. What are they called? What are they called? What's the fusion called? Chemical cure. They are called chemical cures, right? Yeah, we still don't have these. How do we still not have these? Where is chemical cure purple? We have, by the way, already had a psychic fusion deck that consistently got you to like 10,000 life points. And yet we're not allowed the chemical cures. It's so weird. It's so weird. But yeah, there's a lot of different things they could do. It would be interesting to see what they actually do end up doing. I guess for now, we'll cover just some of the OCG news real quick. So we have an announcement. The 1st of July, we are going to be getting a new limit regulation. So we'll get a new ban list for the OCG in July the 1st, which will be interesting. Nothing like super crazy, but like new ban list is new ban list. Then we're getting a structure deck, Triumphant Return of the Monarchs for Rush Duel. So we know that we're getting Caius. Caius is coming to Rush. So Triumphant Return of the Monarchs will release September 20th. It is a structure deck for Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel based on the Monarch theme, centered around popular Caius the Shadow Monarch from the OCG. Not only will this deck include brand new Rush Duel original Monarch cards, but existing Monarch related cards are highly populated generic cards will be printed as well. Also, one of seven of the new cards included in this product will be included at a random higher rarity foil. So it's just that generic stuff again. But it's more Monarch stuff. Mono's probably happy about this. Damn, give us Vayu next, Edison Rush time. I mean, there are so many reasons why Vayu can't come out. There are so many reasons why specifically that card cannot come out. But then we have Zera and Grace Princess. So this is the cool shit. This is what I've been waiting to look at. So first off, Zera. Over-Rush Rare Zera. He looks nice. He looks nice. I'm just saying. Non-Overrush. Also looks clean. So, we have Zera the Evil Fiend. So same stats as Zera. During your main phase, this card was Ritual Summoned. if there is a normal monster with 1600 attack in your graveyard, which is, you know, Warrior of Zera, choose one Fiend monster in your graveyard, except an effect monster, so Warrior of Zera again, I guess, special summon to your field. So we ritual summon this guy out, and then we get an extra 4-star on the board immediately. Okay. Obviously, nice stats as well, 16/16, level 4. Then we have Wanderer of Zera, 2300 attack, that's a bit low, level 8 warrior effect monster. You can tribute summon this card in attack position by tributing one normal monster with an original attack of 17. Okay, so this is a 1 tribute if we tribute using the Warrior of Zera. And then we can choose a Zera ritual in our graveyard and set it to your spell trap zone. So we summon Zera, tribute it for Zera, Zera gets us back the ritual spell, activate ritual spell, send Zera, summon out this guy, and then if we have another Zera in the graveyard, I suppose, yeah, it's already in the graveyard. We just bring it back with the ritual. Okay, so this is a weird 2-card combo, if our graveyard's set up, that lets us get out a 2800 and a 16. That's not bad. Then we have our ritual. Alright, so this is hand and or field. This is big. This is actually really big. Most ritual spells only let you send from field, so hand and field is actually really important for this card. As we sneeze. Then we have Zera Advent, another ritual spell. This card is treated as Zera Ritual 1 in the graveyard. We can summon Zera the Man or Zera the Wicked by sending face-up monsters from your field to the graveyard. Okay, that's fine. Devil's Claw. If there is a face-up Zera the Man on your field, choose one card your opponent controls and destroys it. Now, is this guy treated as Zera while he's in the field? He is not. Okay, so it has to be the original one. Then we have this, which is a very goofy looking artwork. Wicked Fire Blast of Zera. If there is a face-up Zera the Man on your field, when your opponent normal or special summons a monster, choose one face-up card, your opponent's field, and destroy it, then you inflict 1000 damage. That is so good. That is actually... like, this is really good. Obviously, you have to have Zera the Man specifically. But on normal or special summon, pop any card and burn for a K is actually really good. This is actually really, really strong. Zera Mare Princess decent. And we're going to get there. We're going to get there. You did a box prediction yet? Last time you were pretty spot on with what we got in the box. I haven't done too much digging into it. I think I probably will do one eventually, but usually we wait until we see the skills, but we'll see, we'll see. So now we have Evergrace Princess Mai. So level 9. Let's take a look at the art real quick. I mean, this is nice. You know, we've got kind of the Shinto theme going on. Level 9 Light Aqua Ritual. During your main phase, this card was special summoned. Send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. So this is a vanilla after the turn it's summoned. This card cannot be destroyed by your opponent's effects until the end of your opponent's next turn. Okay. Then, if Grace Princess Kana is in your graveyard, you can choose one monster on your opponent's field and destroy it. But if you do, this card cannot attack directly this turn. I mean, this is really good. The only issue is we have to just guarantee we have Kana in the graveyard, and that's something we can't always guarantee. Other than that, this card is good. Then we have Evergrace Princess Mary, or Mari. Another level 9, only 2500 attack. During your main phase, this card was special summoned. Send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. This card gains 700 attack, so up to 32. To the end of this turn, so no lingering. If Kana is in the graveyard, this card can attack monsters twice this turn. So it's only monsters twice. So this is a bit of a weird situation then, because this one can't attack directly if it pops a card. This one can only attack monsters twice, which means neither of these two are really wanting to be attacking directly a lot of the time. Okay, so we've got like... oh, look, it's Kana in the background. We have Evergrace Princess Mai. So it's just a level 7 vanilla, which means you can play this with Secret Order. And that also means it's a really good target for New Start. So kind of a bit busted, depending on how you think of it. We've got Kana reprint. Then we have Grace Princess Mari, or Mary. So level 7, only 2000 attack, very, very low. You can reveal a light Aqua normal monster with 1400 defense in your hand to the opponent to special summon this card from your hand. Okay, so it's a special summon. Send one card from your hand to the graveyard. This card gains 600 attack until the end of this turn. Again, not lingering. Not a fan of that. Then you can choose a Grace Princess Kana or Grace Hakama Fitting Ceremony, which I assume is going to be the ritual spell, in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So you either get a 3+1, which is a level 2, which lets you get a 7 and a 2, so that's a 9 to use the ritual, or you get the ritual spell. Then we have the Fitting Ceremony. Ritual summon Mai or Mary by sending light aqua monsters from your hand and or your field. Again, sending from hand is really big. Whose combined levels equals 9 or more. You cannot use effect monsters in the hand as material. That is a big line. That is what hamstrings this a little bit. But this is still good. So then we have a normal spell card, Grace Happiness Diary. If there are 3 or more light aqua monsters in your graveyard, excavate the top 3 cards of the deck and reveal them. Choose a light aqua monster or a ritual spell card among them and add it to the hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of the library. I mean, this is fine. The only issue is sometimes this is going to whiff, and that's going to suck. Then we have Stratohammer Mjolnir. Level 5 Thunder. If you control no monsters, you can normal summon this card with that attribute. Send either one other card on your field or the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. Choose one face-up monster on your field and increase its level by 4 until the end of this turn. So I assume this is support for the plasmatic model archetype. So, I mean, that's cool. Reprint. Okay. And Mazeful is still limited, by the way, which is a little bit annoying. Nice for plasmatic model ritual deck. Yeah, that's exactly what we were thinking. I mean, I always like Aqua. I think Aqua's a really cool type. It's just kind of had the short end of the stick for a while. The new bosses are cool. I do feel, though, compared to, like, the current power level of the format, these cards don't do enough. Like, I actually think the Zera stuff might actually be better. Which is a shame, because I really want the Aqua stuff to be good. I mean, we might still see more cards that make this good. But I'm not feeling these right now. None of the 2 decks are meta relevant, yeah? Basically. But yeah, that's cool. So now we were going to take a look at the speed list. We're going to take a look at the speed tier list. So Shadow is solo tier 1. I don't think that's much of a surprise to most people. I think most people understand that Shadow's the best deck. Then Utopia. Again, I don't think we need to read too much into that. Ancient Gear and Speedroid are now the only tier 3. Ancient Gear is the only deck, by the way, that I never see anything about. I never see people really talking about Utopia, about Ancient Gear. I very rarely see people playing it for the most part. When I look at tournament results, it's Speedroid, it's Utopia, and it's Shadow. This deck wouldn't even be meta in Duel Links. I mean, again, it would have a skill, right? So you never know, right? You never know. And then Resonate is off the list. This is actually a little bit surprising to me. Obviously, I haven't been keeping like super up to date with the meta, but Resonate has still seemed like a really good first deck. I assume the issue is it has like a really bad matchup into like a lot of these other decks that just like makes it feel so much worse by comparison. And then Sharks is like on the peripheral, right? Did you look at the Harpy, Sidra, and Legend Ritual already? Yeah. Also, we got a few more artwork, but no effects yet. Yeah, that's fine. We'll take a look at them when we actually get the effects, like, come out. And that's kind of it. That is it for that. So I guess we're going to go ahead and play some games, right? So what I'm going to do is, I am going to probably hop to the bathroom quick. I'm also going to blow my nose. And then we'll be back to play some games. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run 3 minutes of ads to make the annoying ads that come up in the middle of game go away for an hour. So we're going to run 3 minutes of ads. I'm going to disappear. We'll come back. We'll play some speed. I think that's going to be the plan. That's going to be the plan. Resonators fell off so fast. That is a shame. Rezo is actually pretty good versus most of the decks on the tier list, but it loses to Shadow. Wow. I mean, if Shadow's going to be the most played, then it's obviously going to be in not a great spot. All right, we will BRB. Hello, hello, everyone that doesn't have adverts. We are just going to be kind of chilling, though, until everyone that has been bombarded with adverts has returned, and then we will hop into our first game. I'm looking forward to this, though. Is the yapping part over? Yes. Yes, Manicus, the yapping part is over. We have finished the yap. We're about to start playing the game. But for now, we wait the 54 seconds for everyone to come back from ads. What did we yap about? We yapped about... I mean, we can quickly show you, right? We yapped about Moki Moki's Crash Out and about how he doesn't like this format. We yapped about potential bans and Ra's opinions on what he wants to see banned, what he wants to see limited, etc, etc. We talked a little bit about the upcoming box and what we thought might be in it. We talked about the fact we're getting a new ban list for Rush. We talked about the structure deck that we're getting. We talked about the new cards that got revealed, which is like the new rituals for Zera and the Light Galaxy stuff. Not Light Galaxy, Light Aqua stuff. We talked a little bit about the speed tier list. And obviously we talked about the WCQ. If you have any expiring dream tickets, remember to use them. I mean, I don't know if we have any expiring dream tickets, actually. But everyone, welcome back who did have the ads. We're going to just hop straight in, I think. We're just going to play some dinos. Now, I love my dinosaur deck. I don't know how good the dinosaur deck's going to be against a lot of the, like, titans of the current meta, but we'll see how we do. We'll see how we do. Is JP crashing out good or bad? I mean, probably not ideal, especially since one of them is Moki, who is, you know, one of the pillars of the Japanese community. Do you think new Sidra Fusion is good addition to the deck? I don't think it's going to matter too much. I don't think it's going to, like, move the needle much. The issue is, we are in such a Harpy-centric meta that I think nothing is going to really matter until we get that new ban list. This hand is awkward. I mean, we can do stuff with this hand, but it's awkward. Alistair the Invoker. It's still so funny to me. Yeah? Artemis. You need rainbow rim? We got the black rim. I think it looks great. I heckin' love Mechaba! Do we have any way to, like, interact with this? I don't think we do. It's like... we just need to, like, do something, and then he'll negate it, and then we move on from there. We don't have just, like, a monster negate. And it banishes the card as well, which is so annoying. How do we wish to proceed? I think we always go Fossil Dig as our first play either way. Okay. We'll grab the Misk. We'll go ahead and activate Misk. Okay. I mean, this has gone a lot better than I was expecting. So now the question becomes... because it's only our cards on the field, right? You control. Yeah, so if I activate this, it creates a really weird situation where he could negate this. And then it puts me in like a really weird predicament. Does it? Right, we'll go dig. See what he does here. I'm going to grab baby. I don't really know of like the optimal way to play around this, so we're just going to kind of see where this goes. We'll go ahead and use Misc. Right, Archer's on the board. So Archer's effect is always used. The question is going to be... because he could stop Baby's effect. He has to do something at some point. He can't just let me do everything I want. I mean, do I just pop him with with Ovi and he can't stop it? Is that just the line? Welcome back, baby. What does he do now? Okay, we'll go into Linkaribo. I probably didn't even need to do that, to be honest. I mean, getting this in the graveyard is still nice. We still have it normal summoned, which is, like, so weird. I mean, we can't bring that back because we've already used his effect. So we would have had to do that in a different order, but we wanted to make sure it was all going to go off, so it's, like, fine. Banish 2, do that. That works fine. But I need to get this off the board first. If I get him out and I summon him, I could do that plus that. That would work. I can't change this thing's level anymore, which means we probably want to just link these. Does this do anything when it's popped? It's gonna go Phoenix, I guess. And we'll go 1, 2. Summon. Bring out Rex, why not? Summon out Ovi. Go into Lagia. Activate Pill. Go 1, we'll go 2. Nibiru? Nibiru can't hurt me. I never play around Nibiru, by the way. If he has Nib, he can just have the win, bro. Go get him, champ! Woo! What was his thing that kept him on 1? Was that a skill? I didn't pay attention to his skill whatsoever. He was playing Grit. He was actually playing Grit. I literally was not paying any attention. That's very funny, though. Nib is a pain to accurately play around. I think especially for like the deck that I'm playing, it's very difficult to like come up with a competent board without summoning 5 times. Skill is called Grit. I remember the old version of Grit where it had like a chance to keep you alive. I haven't really seen Grit since then. Hope the next format is better though, lol. I mean, hopefully, right? Hi, honestly, WCQ this time around felt fine. It wasn't as tilting as other times. A lot of games I did feel my control or my opponent high rolled. I ended up busy day 2, so I didn't play at all, but stayed at 20k in the end, so I'm happy with the results. Nice, nice. It's one of those things where, again, I think depending on if people, like, had a good experience or not, they're going to like or dislike the meta a lot more. Alright. Misk. No, don't chain Misk to Misk, please. Misk. Arch. Oh, as bro got a Veiler. Bro doesn't know how Misk works. Anyway. I would love this double evolution pill in my hand. Go ahead and grab Ovi. Ovi's gonna get us a nice UCT, and then he gives up. Beautiful. Beautiful. Dinos without Dolka versus Nib. Listen, right? The meteor did cause the extinction of the dinosaurs for a reason, right? Sometimes you just have to accept that nature works in mysterious ways. Alright, let's see if we can keep this going. I assume this is all going to collapse at some point. We'll keep going until it collapses. WCQ still easier than ladder. I guess it depends where on the ladder you are. The other thing is, a lot of like the really good players will have already qualified because they like speedrun on day one. Does Nib play around Misk? So you can activate Nib in the battle phase, I believe. I'm trying to remember now. If I remember correctly, you can just Nibiru as soon as you go battle. I'm looking up Nibiru quick. During the main phase, if your opponent normal special summons 5 monsters with effect, you contribute as many physics as possible. If you do special summon this card from your hand, special summon one. I mean, it tributes them. I mean, if it tributes them, there's nothing you can really do, right? I don't know how tribute and unaffected interact. Because tribute is kind of like, you make the player tribute them, sort of thing. Mysterious Ways is literally just a giant rock. Listen, giant rocks work in mysterious ways. Why read when counter prompt shows up? Real. Nib is main only 2. Nope. Oh no, Lunas will be judging them. Okay, they are bad. We do not claim them. If you are tributing for a cost, the immunity would not matter. If it's tributing for an effect, it would be immune. Okay, it's tributing for an effect, so... Miss protects dinos from Nib. There you go. There we go. Han's got to the bottom of it. I think I've only been nibbed once or twice. The other issue is that even if you have Misk up, most of the time you're going to end on at least 2 non-dinos. Because you're going to have like an XEs or something. And then they're just going to get tributed off anyway. Okay. Man, you know, people say speed is so hard. I don't know what they're talking about, guys. This is so easy. You click the duel button, and then you get 3 points. It seems very simple. Mystic walk away the token. Do you imagine? Meowmon. Alright. Yuma and Astral. Maybe this will be the first time we play against a Yuma and Astral that knows what they're doing, and we're going to get absolutely clapped, right? Let's see what happens. I mean, we don't have the God Hand, but this is pretty good. If we didn't have Arch in hand, this would be arguably the God Hand. Go ahead and pop Baby, grab the pill. Baby effect. We'll go ahead and summon out the Ovi. Ovi effect. We'll go ahead and grab the Giant. Go for Linkaribo. Activate our skill. Send Linkaribo to the grave. Add that to hand. Send Giant to grave. Normal summon baby. Activate Ovi. Ovi pop baby. There's no point in taking you, so I guess it's just baby again. And here, I think it's always Ovi. I guess we're just going to go for this. Again, I don't really know, like, how to interact with this deck very much, so we're just going to do stuff. That's generally the go-to. We like doing stuff. I mean, are we going double Evo Pill? It's the next question. Or what are we summoning with double Evo Pill should be the actual correct statement here. Do we want to go for the Spell Trap Negate? We don't necessarily need it. And double Dino could be really good. I think we're going to go for the Quotals. We might regret this, but we're going to go for the double Quotal. Or the Quotals and the single. Go Dino Awakening. Change this to 4. Let's go for another one. So the reason we're only making one is because if he has Lava Golem, and we're just out of UTCs, like, we just can't really make any kind of comeback. That's assuming there's even going to be another actual turn if we get Lava Golem. I assume we'd probably just die. Very non-thought in this game, I swear. Just because it's a real deck doesn't make the player competent. I mean, we'll see, right? Ah, he's transforming! He's opening the overlay network. He's become a Super Saiyan. I need to actually finish watching Zexor at some point. I need to get back on Brains as well. Sure. I'll allow it. I don't know where to interrupt this deck, so we're just going to kind of wing it. I will allow this as well. Maybe if I just flip those two down, that would be enough, because he wouldn't be able to, like, summon anything else, right? The issue is I don't really want to use this until I spent one of these. Okay, so we're activating his effect. That's fine. But can I just do this now? Like, do you have anything to play through this now? Okay, this is turn one of the cards in your hand into a thingy, right? Oh, you can send one from the field. I mean, even so, you've still got 2 zones locked, right? Ah, right, it makes him on the board there. Do I have to do this now if I want to interrupt it? Then if any face-up cards are on the field other than this card... Okay, I think we have to stop that. That seems kind of important. Okay, goes into lightning. I'm going to stop that now. Do we have a final last play? Okay. Now, I don't know if he played that optimally or not, but, like, going first, at the very least, that feels beatable. Rare occasion Utopia doesn't have Golem of Lava. The last time we played against this deck, they used 3 Lava Golems on us in 1 turn. And needless to say, when your hand is all Lava Golem, you don't really have much gas to do anything else. So we did just kind of win. Well, we're now 3-0 against that deck, so, you know, that's something. That's something. Alright, we got Coco from Japan playing Vector. What does Vector mean? What is a Vector? Okay, he's playing probably Shadow, right? Reign of Shadows. And we're going second. Second into Shadow. Usually when I play against Shadow, I go first. So this is going to be an experience. Utopia can't beat this board without non-injured. That's not too surprising. I mean, the board we make is pretty gross, right? I mean, I guess, like, Lava Golem's just the obvious one, though, right? You just drop a Lava Golem and you just dismantle it. He's performing a Link summon into Artemis. Shadow Fusion. Artemis, by the way, I see so much play of this card, and it's never in a Magistus deck. Like, there's so many other decks that just abuse Artemis as just having a Link 1. Alright, Construct, we go Wendy. Kind of happy I haven't faced Shadow at all in WCS. Well, not yet, not yet. Alright, so we have Aerial face down. Target one of your banished Shadow monsters, special summon it. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target up to 3 cards in the graveyard and banish them. And then we get Wendy on the board. The funny thing is Wendy doesn't do a lot into UCT. Top 1 monster on the field changes battle position. Now that would be annoying for UTC. Masquerena is also annoying. Okay. Let's see what we can do. There's Misk. So if we just summon out 3 guys, he's gonna spin my shit. It's only one of your opponents you can use, so that's maybe not even the end of the world. So he's gonna go into... I mean, that's... Maybe we're just fine. We'll go ahead and use Misk. Power Spellcasters. Hello, Mr. Tomato. Hello, Sakadetsu. Welcome, welcome. Right, we'll go ahead and activate Misk. Oh, Neo. Shadow Schism. So we're going to make the one that locks me, right? We just lose as soon as this hits the board. I mean, there was no other play. I mean, no, we can just use the skill. The issue is we've just special summoned while this thing's on the field. So I think we still have to activate this. Baby isn't doing anything for us anymore, so we might as well get rid of Baby. I can still add this to hand. Now, is Wendy going to stop this? Or is Winder going to stop this? It does. Okay, it does. That's fine. So now we're going to go Dino Awakening. We're going to target this. We're going to normal Ovi. And go Ovi effect. Are you playing Chalice or Droplet? No, no, no. We're playing a 20 card deck, so this is very, very tight. We'll add UCT to hand. Oh, we can't use Ovi because it special summons after the pop. Oh, that's so annoying. That means we're just dead, right? Can we beat this deck going second then? Can we physically beat this deck going second? We'd have to just like dump guys and then like go into like a UCT. I mean, the game's just over, right? Like, no matter what we do. The only chance we have is if we just, like, live a turn. It would just pass. I mean, we probably should have attacked the Link monster. But the only thing we can do is survive the turn, and then just, like, summon a guy. You can't destroy Winder anyway. The thing is, if we search Misk, though, we're just screwed anyway. Because I need to use the Fossil Dig. No, I suppose. I don't think it matters. I think we're dead either way. I think we're literally dead either way. Okay, we'll just go next. We'll just go next. There's no point sitting here through this. Floodgates are cringe. That is what we have learnt here. That is something we're going to have to be wary of. I didn't consider that he was going to use the Schism as we were special summoning a guy. So, like, we just threw away our special summon. Okay, now that we know that, we have to play that matchup very, very deliberately. I have no idea what deck this is. Masquerade. Oh, is this like the like OTK? Reveal a glorious numbers or a rank up magic spell card in your hand. If you do add up to 2 rank up spells from your deck to your hand, then set a Masquerade. 3 new one with different names, numbers 1 and 1. Edge deck to the graveyard, then send 4 monsters of the same name from outside of your deck to your opponent's graveyard. Okay. Chaos number 5 OTK. Okay. I really wish Winder just wasn't a part of the skill. There's another Dark Shadow for Schism anyway. Yeah. And gives you targets to banish for UTC. Only if they're dinosaurs. Wow. You know, having Misk in the graveyard is nice. Activation. During either player's battle phase when a monster effect is activated. So that doesn't matter. Okay. When this card is special summoned, you can target one spell / trap card on the field. Destroy that target. Gains the effect once per turn during either player's turn. When a monster's effect is activated on your opponent's side of the field, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card and get the activation. Then you can send 1 random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard. That's a little bit annoying. Pill? Yeah, for pill at work. Change the sleeves. We have a redeem for that. Okay, grabs the Masquerade, flips that up. Activates the Masquerade. Sends my Giant Rex! How dare you! Is this an FTK or an OTK? So this is now 2 monster negates and a card that doesn't really matter. But I just Misk, right? And then I'm fine. Where are we going with this? Right now, this is not scary, so I'm expecting this to be the scary card. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can attach one Xyz card to the card, then you target one face-up monster on the field that is special summoned from the extra deck. Change it to face-down defense position. If this card's face the grave or balance player opponent's card effect, you can special summon this card face-down defense position. Wait, that's really funny. Okay. Am I not, like, super chilling? Don't I just win? Unless I've, like, misunderstood something. Right. There's step 1 of the plan. Right, step 2 of the plan. Activate Misk. 1 card. Summon Arch. Arch effect. Pop da baby. Grab da pill. Summon Ovi. Grab UCT. We'll go... I don't even need the Linkaribo. That's actually really funny. Is there a way to, like, really play around everything? I don't think it matters. I think we're just going to do the normal line. We'll see if we get punished or not. Right, we'll go Linkaribo here. A guy that can't be set and doesn't have an effect that matters. Pop that in the bin. Grab that. I mean... guess we're just discarding this. Go, baby Cerosaurus! We'll go Ovi, we'll pop the baby. Anyway. I mean, I guess I'll bring this back. Doesn't really matter. I mean, yeah, we were kind of spinning plates because I just wanted to make sure we had, like, everything as we needed it. But, like, we just go, like, double UCT. And then he's just dead. Because we just flip everything down. He can't interact with us. Then after we've gone for a UCT, we can then make, like, 2 more bosses. I feel like we are a really good matchup into that deck specifically. Anyway, I started popping babies. Exactly, exactly. It's ENP! Everyone loves ENP. So theoretically, this should be a player that knows what they're doing. Playing one of the best decks. Go, Misk! Summon Ovi. Activate Ovi. We need da baby. Activate Misk. All forth. Arch. Arch effect. Pop da baby. We'll go ahead and grab the pill. Then I summon da baby. Following that, we will link Shokan into Linkaribo. Activating my Dino Awakening skill, I will send Linkaribo to the bin. I mean, it's one of these two. This one just gets me to that, so it's safer to send the baby. We're just going to send the baby. We're not going to think too much about this. We'll go OV effects. Pop the baby. I think we're taking back baby here with this. There's a play I want to make, but I don't think it's going to work. So we're going to go for this. Link into IP. Go ahead and use double evolution pill. We go 1, we go 2. Get this out. Giant Rex. We'll go 1, we'll go 2. For the Lagia. He has Skullmeister? I mean, if he has Skullmeister, then shouldn't he have used it by now? Or is he saving it for his turn? Mind you, does Skullmeister stop Misk's discard effect? Alright, let's see what he's got. Let's see what we have. If I'm assuming, like, Lava Golem is going to rain down on my parade. That is what I'm fully expecting. And when it does, I will be sad. Only slots effects that activate in the graveyard. Yeah, that's what I thought, but, like, I haven't played Skullmeister enough to know that, right? Armed Sage. Now and become Super Saiyan. Let's see what it does. I don't think they play Lava Golem. I mean, that's good for me. Okay, Ascended Sage in defense. I will allow it. I will also allow this. Are we going to overlay these? Power of the future. Okay. So we send a card. We transform a card into Numeron Force. Activate Numeron Force. Then I will activate Quartles as a second effect, adding a card to my hand. Okay, it goes into double. You can detach one material from his card, add double or nothing to your hand, then switch something from the extra deck, Utopia, Xyz monster, except number 39 to double. It controls material, and if you do this card, attack becomes doubled. Let's go for it. So now, at the very least, we can use the effect to get rid of the Lagia, so we can just maintain the Misk, or the Mask. Ascended Sage comes down. Okay. Astrotopia. Okay. What if here, though, I just made all of your cards be face down? If he let double resolve, he would have searched 3 cards. Yeah, I was reading it, and I was like, if he gets double, that means he can always threaten the OTK, and it also creates another guy. So by negating this, I'm negating the summon of another guy anyway, as well as him getting extra value. Hey, Sandman, welcome on in. Thank you for the compliment. We're not very good against playing against the current meta right now. The thing is, every time, because we take such long breaks from speed, we get in, we learn the meta, we play it to, like, I think, a decent level. Like, not a fantastically good level, but, like, a decent level. And then, like, we take a break, and then suddenly we're back to stage 1 again, where we have to learn all the decks again. A ZS monster searches cards when they are used to summon utopian monsters. Ah, I see. I've seen, like, I've read some of the ZS cards, like, some of them, like, there was one of them that becomes, like, an equipment spell or something, and then it gives you, like, an Omni, or something that was just really annoying. But we'll see how we go. We'll keep going for now. 2 questions to Marty. First, did you also see the Towerbot cards? I'm not a big fan of Towerbot. I had a look. I was not super impressed. And second, would you say the Light Galaxy list you won Quantum Rush with is the ultimate way to play Rush? Or would you change anything? The list I ended up playing in the WCQ was not the same list that I used to win the Quantum tournament. I think that Meteor Charge, I was playing 1. But I saw some people cut it down to 0. I think playing as few spell traps as possible is optimal, personally. The ZWs are equips, the ZS is the material. Ah, I see. You see, it's... When they just have, like, abbreviations like that, it's like, ugh. Hey, PTRG, welcome. Utopia FTK. I mean, there's always a chance. This hand, by the way, is garbage. This is a really bad hand. Because both of our archers are in hand. So we have to, like... I mean, we can do stuff, right? But we're going to have to use our normal on arch. We have to make sure a Fossil Dig resolves just to find baby. And we're going to be just, like, down a card. We also don't have Misk online, so we might have to use the other dig just to get Misk online. But unfortunately, this is the cross we bear when we only play 2 arch. So... Hope your Rush WCQ experience was better than mine. I had a good one. We do have a video out if you want to have a bit more in-depth. Over on ! YouTube. Does that not work? ! YT. We haven't. I don't think I've ever used this command. There it is. But yeah, we did basically put out a video going over it all. Okay, so that guy's negated, I guess. This one's the negate, right? Once per turn, you can touch 1 material from this card, except a WCQ deck, equip 1, extract this card. If it were equipped by that monster's effect, this card's activation can't be negated once per turn. When this card equipped with this monster's card, you can touch 1 effect which controls to get its effect. So that's fine. We can deal with that. You can only control 1 ZW. Off in hand, type you equip this card, equip spell against 1,000 attack once per turn. When this card is equipped to a monster, you can negate a monster effect that activated on your opponent's field. So that is also fine. When a spell trap or monster effect is activated, no matter where it is, negate it. This is the problem card. And then double comes down. This is also a problem. Alright, so we'll activate Dig. He'll decide if he wants to negate it. Dig finds... We have to get Misk. But we also have to get Baby. So if he stops either of our... We might just be boned, to be honest. This hand is really bad. Is this just another one that's just the same card, just one's a lot shinier than the other? Oh, these are not hard once's. Okay. That's still fine, though. What does this one do? That's fine as well. So it's still just this. Alright. We'll go Fossil Dig. Let's see if he does anything to this. Dig. Okay. I will grab Misk. I will activate Misk. So he can negate this if he wants. Okay. We will activate Fossil Dig. Okay. Grab the baby. Summon Arch. Arch effect. And now he tries. You know what? I think I'll pop this baby. Now, he could negate baby. He has the ability to negate baby. We're going to negate baby? We're not negating baby. We're going Ovi. Okay. Okay. What are we actually taking here, though? Because I think I have to force this trap out at some point. And then I can just kill with Big Dinosaur. I guess we just go double Dinosaur. That's just the line, right? I think I have to take UTC to hand. UCT. Alright. We'll go Linkaribo. Send this. Grab this. I mean, I really just don't need you. Misk for baby summon? That's a good shout, actually. That's a really good shout. The only question is, am I going to have too few monsters in grave? No, it should be fine. I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? Don't we just win, like, basically regardless of what we do here? Because he can't stop UCT at this point. Here comes the second Leo Utopia Ray. Now we do because he's very dumb. The thing is, if we just go Dinosaur, if we just go UCC, don't we just win anyway? Like, what does he do to that? And now he's using this as well. Ah! What do we do about that? Oh no. I mean, I guess we'll just do this now. Do that. Pop that. Gets me 1. I'd have 2. Yeah, fuck, let's just do this. We'll go 1, 2. Summon out Big Dinosaur. Activate Big Dinosaur. That could still negate. Okay, that's good to know. I don't think it matters. I also don't need to do that. I could have just Link summoned, and that would have been fine as well. Mind you, we only need one in the graveyard, so that's also fine. How many do we have in graveyard at the moment? Do we have any dinosaurs in the graveyard? We don't. I mean, I'm just going into Dweller. I really don't need to. I think I'm just going to do this anyway. It's going to use Nightmare Phoenix here. Oh, no, that one. We'll go 1. We'll go 2. We'll just summon this out. Pop the baby. We've already resolved you. Oh, I'll just summon it. I'm pretty sure we've just won, right? Have we? Is there any world in which we don't win here? This is the issue of, like, not knowing what all of his cards do. I'm just like, he might have something in graveyard. Who knows? Okay, everything's fine. Everyone stop panicking. Not really. Okay, now we do, because he's very dumb. Oh my god, it doesn't even half the attack. I was curious as well as to why the Pegasus negated me. Once per turn, when this card is equipped to a monster, you can negate a monster's effect activated on your opponent's field. So that goes through Misk. Why does that go through Misk? I'm just curious about this. Don't worry, he also had no idea of what your cards did. I mean, yeah. I'm curious as to why this still negated Misk. Negated UCT under Misk. It works in a weird way. Okay. Is this one of those things where, like, no other card is going to do that? It's just this one I have to be worried about? Once per turn, while this card is equipped to a monster, you can negate a monster effect activated on your opponent's field. Is it because it's like it's negating the effect, not the monster itself? Continuous effect that says you can negate, but it's not really activated. Okay. Okay. So it's just Pegasus that kind of works like this, but like out of stuff I'm going to run into, right? So that's important to know, though. That could be very important to know. Like Fiendish Chain, though, kind of makes sense because it's a continuous effect of yeah, they're similar. I don't know though. It feels like they're different. It feels like they're different. Misjudge, but Pegasus is the only relevant. Yeah, there we go. You just choose when you use it, but there is no activation. I see. I see. Okay. We'll try and keep that in mind. We'll try and keep that in mind. He gave us a nice. Alright. We go again. The other equip does the same, but for traps. We don't play any traps, so we don't have to worry about that. It's easy co. It's another Yuma and Astral. We found all of them. The Eagle can even negate counter traps because of this. That's very funny. Because how does that even work with spell speed, though? Because a counter trap is what? Spell speed 3? And it's just like, yeah, just don't worry about it. Spell speeds don't matter. Right, Super Saiyan form activated. Adds Ascended Sage. We know he has the Astro Opia in the opening hand. Oh, we should probably toggle off as well. Because otherwise this is going to get very annoying. At this rate, might as well main deck Xyz Encore. I mean, the gold mine of Yuma Astral. Free win. I didn't know it can negate counter traps too, lol. Spell speed applies in chains. The effect does not start a chain. Yeah, but that's the weird part. Because if you're using it in response to something, theoretically that's... I suppose it's not a chain until the second card is being resolved, and if that card isn't starting the chain, it applies on resolution. That's still weird. It's still so weird. Hello, Cyclone. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so he has double or nothing in the hand now. He's adding 1,000,000 cards to his hand. Okay, so that's irrelevant. We're not going to give a shit about that. So he's got the trap negate. Whoop-de-doo. Sim response to not a chain. After the chain is finished and starts resolving, you decide to activate the equips. That's so weird, though. That's almost like how chains resolve in Magic the Gathering. Where, so in Yu-Gi-Oh, you work out how the chain's going to go, and then you resolve it all at once. And then, like, you start new effects on a new chain, right? Whereas in Magic, you can react mid-chain, like, resolution. So it's like, I do a thing, I do a thing, I do a thing. Okay, that thing happens, that thing happens. Okay, now I'm going to start doing other things. It's going to be a toxic WCQ. It's one of those things, I think. It's going to be similar to Rush in the sense that there are going to be a handful of really, really good decks. And if you're not playing one of those really, really good decks, you're probably not going to have a great time. But those decks kind of interact with each other in an interesting way, I guess. Like, Shadow is obviously, you know, the best deck, but there's going to be other decks that can, like, do okay into Shadow. Okay, we've got this double negate board again. Where is the unicorn, though? We know he's got the trap card face down. If he doesn't have the unicorn, we just don't worry about anything, right? I think Joffio just wants to dethrone Quantum as world champion. I mean, I think most people want to dethrone Quantum as world champion, right? Might just play some games, but don't really want to use Shadows. Okay. When a card or effect is activated that targets exactly one card on the field and no other cards, you can detach one Xyz material from this card, target another card. And then he's got the unicorn down as well. Okay. I mean, the issue is going to be, if he just negates this, I'm still in a really weird spot. I mean, I have to get Mist going, so we'll activate Mist. Okay. I mean, I have to summon Ovi, right? So... activate Ovi. So we could negate this with Twin Saber. Are you okay, Valley? We'll grab the baby. The only issue is, if he now negates anything here, I'm in a really awkward situation. I suppose he doesn't know what my hand is. So maybe he just doesn't. We'll go Arch. He also tried to negate it with Leo and get confused. Why game bug? Alright, Utopia Ray. Excellent. Do you play Goddess? Yes, we do play Underworld Goddess. I mean, we just summon Baby right here. We'll go into Linkuriboh. Don't skill the Linkuriboh away. You got to be very quick, Giorfio, if you want me to react and do the things. So I don't have a lot of time. What do you want me to do with Goddess? OV effect. And then you find out. Okay. OV effect. Pop the baby. We're just going to see what Giorfio's, like, cooking for this. We'll see what happens. Alright, we're going to go for a misc here. Alright. Giorfio, the time is ticking. What do you want me to do? What am I linking away with this? Bear in mind, I don't even think I need to do this. Are we just going to get rid of the one that's attached to? Giorfio is like hemorrhaging my time. Get rid of the Pegasus one. Okay. So I'll go 1. We'll go 2. We'll go 3. We'll go 4. We'll go 5. Alright, Goddess is now on the board. I'm just going to activate this. Okay. I mean, I don't have a lot of options now, so double evolution pill. Do I just get rid of this? I'm going to bring it back because I can. I'm just going to send this. I mean, this is just lethal, right? I'm pretty sure we don't have to do much thinking here. I don't know if... Was that, like, optimal? I guess, like... By doing it that way, I don't have to worry about the unicorn at all. I'm wondering if the unicorn would have actually stopped me anyway, though. Maybe potentially. The unicorn could stop the UCT. He could also use the trap to stop the pill. Yeah, I think that was probably, like, just the best line. There was no optimal play. No, potentially. How did Utopia manage to use all of their interruptions wrong? No, we're really good, Dwan. I'm just the best dinosaur player in the world. That's all it is. Don't worry about it. There was one that could work if the opponent was an idiot. I mean, there we go. Real Giga Chad uses their disruptions randomly. True. Alright. Let's go again. It's another Yuma and Astral. Who would have thought? Crazy. Oh, he's on a lose to level down. Also, hello, Darth Victor. Welcome, welcome. Oh, yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Smart keeping dinos a good deck. All we need to do is run into every player that doesn't know how to play their own deck, and then we are great. We could do the summon. That makes it a bit weird. It means we can't end on, like, the really good board. Or we do this one. I actually think I prefer... Why did I do this? Why did I specifically do this? Guys, I have no idea what I'm doing. I literally, I had an idea. the idea is gone. I don't know why we normal summoned this. I kind of just want to take UCT now. Right, we're just gonna YOLO. We're just gonna completely YOLO this. There was no reason to do that in that order, but we're just gonna YOLO this. Right. I have no idea what we're doing, guys. I have no explanation as to why we made this play. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, we'll get there either way, but like, in my mind, I had like something planned, and it's just... Because the issue with this line is now it gets a bit weird when finding the Giant Rex. But like, it's kind of fine. Because now we just have to use this to get to Giant Rex, which is, it's fine. Like, it is basically fine. It doesn't really matter. It just means that we're forced to go into a link. Guys, we're having a bit of a brain fart game, okay? We're having a bit of a brain fart game. Alright. Oh, bro. I literally... We were completely fine. All I had to do was not try and skip the step. All we had to do was link summon, and we were completely fine. But we absolutely fumbled it. We absolutely fumbled. It's fine, it's fine. It's just one game. And we didn't want to make that guy go down anyway. Wait, why surrender? Because there was no winning from that position, PTRG. We'd already, like, fucked the whole combo. Like, we'd have to spin down to, like, nothing and just end on a board of, like, literally nothing. It was not worth continuing. Alright, we'll go Misk. We'll go Arch. Alright, we'll concentrate this time. We'll concentrate this time. We'll see the plays as they happen and not absolutely fumble everything this time, okay? We'll go into OV. OV effect. We have everything I need. So... I guess baby is the take here? Alright, we will correctly link summon a Linkuriboh this time. We'll use our skill. Send Linkuriboh, get that. Send the Giant Rex to the graveyard. We'll summon out the baby. Activate OV. Send a baby. We're going to bring back Arch. We'll use baby effect. We'll summon out Arch. We're going to go into Robin. We'll hit him with the double Evo. We'll go 1. We'll go 2. Summon out the Quotals. Giant Rex. Bring that out. Go into Lagia. And then we'll go into UCT. Alright, let's see what he's got. You play Nightingale. I think you should swap Robin for Gale. Which one's Gale? Dios mío. Hello, Dio Lima. Welcome, welcome. Humble board. I mean, this board's alright. The limit 1. Is that the one which makes it so... Which was... I know Nightingale. And I know Robin. I can't think what the other one is. Oh, it's Gale is Nightingale. Right. My brain is really lagging today, okay? We're having a real brain lag moment. So you're saying I should play the, your guys can't be destroyed and you can't take damage one. I really like Robin. I think Robin's cool. Just twice being able to, like, unsummon a guy seems really good. But again, I don't know. I haven't tried Nightingale, so I should probably give it a go. Ascended Sage! I will allow it. You may ascend your Sage. If he goes Lava Golem, you're cooked. Yeah, but if he goes Lava Golem, I'm cooked anyway, right? I get what you're saying. If I had Nightingale, I wouldn't be cooked, right? I understand that much. But, like, in this situation, it wouldn't matter because I don't have it in my deck. Robin always fails for me. I mean, yeah. Utopia double. I think we just negate that. I'm not going to bounce it because it's a quick effect, so he could react with it. Ah, the ads! Negate? Alright, he's dead. Okay, I mean, that would be great. We'll see in a minute. So now he gets to make his guy. Activates Astrotopia. Okay. Goes 1. This is fine. An Exosister? I'll use this. Because now what do? You have one card in your hand, and I know exactly what it is. And it doesn't do anything. Okay. Attack mode. Attack mode. Overraptor. Overraptor effect. Grab me a Misk. Battle. Go get him, champ. Go get him, champ. Go get him, champ. UCT now? Yeah, I mean, I knew what the last card in his hand was, right? So it made it very easy to make that decision. Why are people mixing Utopia with Exos? I think it's very telling that the people we're playing against haven't maxed yet, right? It's very telling. Legendary Slow Tomato Stream. Hello, hello, Monosync. Welcome, welcome. We should give Monosync a shout out, actually. We'll give the / shout out. Monosync, because Monosync has been streaming his Nouvelle climb, which has been very, very, very fun. My only criticism about your Mono streams, is you never post anywhere that you're doing them. So I just have to, like, randomly be, like, looking at the directory, and then it'll be like, oh, Monosync streaming. Instead of, like, usually if someone starts streaming, I'll get, like, a Discord ping. Slow Tomato is back. I don't have a Discord to post. Well, you have your OCG one, and everyone has like a, you know, post. What's the word I'm looking for? Self-promotion channel. Now, I don't expect you to go around everyone's self-promotion channels or anything. But you can like just pick one, just do it in there. Okay, so this is Shooting Star Fist. I haven't been, it's been so long since I played against boxers. I'm just going to be fumbling through this. too cool for that. Right, there's Promoter. Right, we'll just toggle off for now. We also, by the way, have a double Arch Hand again, which is, like, really bad. we could make this work, though. We could totally make this work. It's the guy with a pair of boxers. Right, which one's Uppercutter again? Special summon a battling boxer from your graveyard. Set a counter trap from your graveyard. Okay. Add a battling boxer monster or a counter trap to hand. This card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect. You can activate one of those effects. Okay, it goes into Dempsey. The card he's added is Switch Hitter as well. When this card is normal summoned, you can target battling boxer from your graveyard. Special summon this card, that target. Okay. Dempsey's just the one that climbs, right? If you take one level 4, draw trap for your deck, and you add to your hand or send to the graveyard. Quick effect, you can detach one material. Your opponent cannot target battling boxes you control with card effects. Okay, that doesn't really matter. Maybe I could post on your self-promotion channel next time? I mean, I would be happy, because then I would see it. The main thing to worry about is the back row and General Kaiser if you want to Xyz and Link Summon. Okay. Second and Switch Hitter. Switch Hitter's effect's going to bring back another guy. He's got Spirits in hand. So then talk about it to the graveyard. Target battling box for your graveyard. Summon the target in defense position. Okay. So we could go triple Xyz if he wants. I have 0 gems. Oh no. Tomato with Sous Ship, Endboard, rank up 5 Sous Ship, Leo, 8k attack, and Abyss Dweller good. I mean, that seems fine. I don't know about, like, good, but... Battle Spirits Monster, touch... So, the effect does nothing. We don't have to worry about his effect. He is a nothing effect. He will be face down. We've got the Flam Bell counter. When a spell trap is activated, banish fire monster with 200 effects to your graveyard. They get the activation if you do destroy it. Oh, that's currently not live. So I assume he's going to get 200 defense into the graveyard very shortly. Alright, Kaiser comes down. So this is gains 200 attack for each material attached to it once per turn. When your opponent would special summon a monster, quick effect, you can attach 2 from this card if you do negate the summon. If you do that, destroy that monster. This card gains the following effect. Once per turn, a battle is declared involving battle box. Okay, that doesn't matter. So it's just flip it down before I do anything else. What does this negate? Special summon a monster. Okay, that's fine. Hey, it's Misk. Alright. Activate Misk. Xyz's block is coming down. Okay. Activate Misk. We're going to have Dempsey in response. They can negate it with its... Oh, that's not ideal. I mean, we have the normal summon Arch. That's happening. So, out comes Arch. Grab the pill. Go into Ovi. Ovi effect. I think I have to search UCT here. Right, he has the 200 defense, so his trap card is live. There's nothing we can really do about that. So we're going to go straight in on Linkuriboh. So we could stop this if he wants to. But I just need him in the graveyard more than anything. So let's see if he does anything to it. Am I not just free now to just kill him? I'm just going to do this. We'll just see if he has something. Behold. So he still has his counter trap. I mean, we'll try and do this. We'll get the trap out of him. There's no point in using Misk at this point, so we just go battle, right? So we can't kill him this turn. Wait, could I just kill him? I could only do a 2. Did we use Overraptor? I don't think we used Overraptor this turn. I think we could have killed him. I think we could have killed him. Hey, Bankai, welcome, welcome. I will allow your summon of Promoter. So he still has a spell as well that brings back a guy. I think we just have to wait. Could have skill to change level and make an Xyz, but like, what would that do? Like, spinning away a UTC for an Xyz? Like, what's the point? Because we didn't have any more monsters to do anything with it. Goes into Dempsey. I think, again, we have to just let this go. I think he's just going to Dempsey. Because the second I flip down, he'll activate the spell to bring back the Xyz monster from the graveyard. Maybe there is a point where I should be flipping this down, because the Xyz monster that he brings back isn't going to have any material. I want someone with Misk. That is a good shout. That is a very good shout. But I don't think we used Ovi. So I could have just brought something back, popped it with Ovi, summoned anything else, and just attacked it and killed anyway. Adds Veil. It's hard once per turn. Ah, I see, okay. Okay, this is fine. And then he can use Switch Hitter to get another guy out. And then I'll just flip them all down. And then the last card in his hand is the one which... What's the exact wording on this? When you take battle damage, special summon the card from the hand, and if you do, you'll gain life points equal to the damage you took. Okay. I will allow this. Summons that out. I'll use this opportunity to use UCT. I mean, that's annoying. I'll just summon out Ovi, I guess. You know, sometimes you're just the better player. Sometimes you're just the better player. How many dinos do we have in graveyard currently? So I'd have to banish 2, get the baby, pop the baby, bring back the other one. Yeah, this should be fine, right? I'll add this to my hand. I'm going to go for Misk here. Baby! Pop the baby. Can't summon back the baby. And then we win. Just don't attack Glassjaw. We always attack Glassjaw. Hey, door level 19. Right, we did fumble it a little bit. But that's fine. We didn't fumble it as bad as that other game that we played. On our last rank up to 19. That was a real fumble. That was like this was a mild fumble. Raging from Finland. Hoo boy. Became the pro tag and just drew broken. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that was the best draw in our deck. We could have also just found like a UTC or UCT even. We could have found Pill. We could have found. There were a lot of cards that also would have been like really, really good. But that was by far the best draw. Votus. Is this Thunder Dragon de Fleur? Is this the Dwan special? I think I remember this being a Dwan deck. Right, what has Bro got for us? The most stupid skill ever. It is what it is. Otis, Rush reference. Real. I wonder if he'll ever be a playable character in Duel Links. There's always a chance. Is that Thunder Dragon Dark? He has to be. I mean, he really much doesn't have to be. I suppose, like, the Go Rush version, like, probably has to be, but, like, the Sevens version, I don't know, he's a bit of a loser. Now, could you please post your Light Galaxy deck list from WCQ after stream on Discord, or do you have any of the Light Galaxy lists from a top 50 or top 100 player? I mean, they're all very similar. Like, it's like one card difference. Everyone's basically playing the same shit. Grrr. Grrr. Activate in the graveyard cannot be activated this turn. It means Baby doesn't work. We can activate Misk. We can't activate the second part of Misk. So, we want to dump 2 cards in the bin. That just gets Tyranno out. We can dump 2 cards in the bin very easily. I could also change this to 4. Summon this out. Bring back Misk. I'd have to link though is the only issue. I mean, linking's fine. You can double summon. I mean, yeah, we can get 2 monsters on the board. That's no problem. The question is, what do I do with those monsters? Like, do I just go, like, IP? Because like I can go Fossil Dig, grab Mist, discard Mist, that gets 1 in graveyard. I could summon out Ovi with the skill even to get that out. Use to bring that back. To ditch another card to the graveyard. Banish both to summon out UCT. Summon this. Alright, we'll activate Fossil Dig. I think it's probably just Mist, right? We're going to activate Mist. We're going to activate our skill. Make this level 4. We're going to summon out Ovi. Ovi's effect. I think I'm just going to send this to the graveyard. I could just immediately banish these, or I could use his effect to effectively bring one back. Then I'd have to link summon. Okay, we'll go Ovi. Pop that. I don't think it really matters which one we bring back. We'll bring this back. We'll go Baby. How much defense has that thing got? 14. It's going to do this. I don't know if this is correct, but this is what we're doing. Summon Phoenix. We go 1, we go 2. Summon this out. Okay, yeah, we're super fine. If we had one more card in our hand, we could even take that even further, right? Because we could link into Unicorn, and then we either have to use Unicorn effect and lose the card in our hand, or we activate the card in our hand because now we have Nightmare Phoenix in the graveyard, which is a non-dinosaur, which then lets us go into like a second UCT or something. So like we were like completely chill. We were completely chill there. I also feel Otis would bring in support for some of the legend stuff he played throughout Sevens. I mean, potentially. I think they don't need Otis for that, though. They could just do whatever with that. Otis coming with the actual legend deck would be kind of hype. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Kind of like what they did with Dark-Sided Dimensions, where they just kind of assign decks to people. Otis level up reward is going to be the random legend cards. That would be really funny. That would be cool. Funny. Thank you for following, Callow King Link. Welcome, welcome. We need more Rush Dino stuff. The issue is Rush Dinos like are never good. And like we had a chance to give us a really good skill. And then suddenly they would be good. But they didn't give us a really good skill. So it's like... Alright. Let's jump into another game. Let's jump into another game. Let's see if our Dino Demolition can continue. How much more Rush Dino stuff do we even have? We have the Dinosaur Fusion stuff, which is already kind of power crept. That comes with Upstart Goblin as a legend. There's also the second wave of Maximum stuff, which turns the deck into like a deep draw Maximum deck, which... That's not a very good hand, guys. I think we have to... This is awful, by the way. This is actually awful. I think I have to do this. Just to, like, do anything at all. How long till Rush gets 16 WCS qualifiers like Speed does? I doubt it ever will, to be honest. Man, bro's internet is super rough. I don't think it matters, though. I think we're still dead because our hand is ass. Like, no matter what we did here, I think we weren't ever really winning this. But we'll see where this goes. I definitely don't need the other pill. We haven't normal summoned yet, which is very funny. I can go... pill here. Man, pilling here was actually probably the wrong play. Because now we're not going to have enough dinosaurs in graveyard. I miscounted. Oh man, we miscounted so bad here. For some reason, I thought I was going to have 2 dinosaurs left in graveyard, but we do not. I mean, at this point, it still kind of has to be this. In which case, I just shouldn't have used pill. But, I mean, this is what I have. Like, this hand was utter garbage. I just want Tiger and Duel Links. Yeah, I mean, Tiger would be cool to have. Honestly, these qualifiers will at least help me to build gems to dump into building baseball once Yuka comes out. I mean, yeah, for sure. You could have used pill with the monster in hand. Yeah, I didn't want to give up the baby was the thing. Because, like, having baby means that I can now do a flip down. Send this. Because the alternative is that whatever I bring out with pill gets sacrificed for UCT. Right? So either I make double UCT, at which point there's no point because we'd have to, like, summon anyway. But the only thing that pill is actually going to be summoning is Quatulus. And that also doesn't do anything because Quatulus has to give up itself to use its effect. I think the play was just don't use pill. But by not using pill, or by not using Quatulus, if we draw into it, that could actually solve a lot of our problems. In like a weird way. I mean, surely bro can beat... The one thing this plays around is Lava Golem. That is it. This plays around Lava Golem real hard. Other than that, this does nothing. The big issue here is, yeah, he goes double, and now I can't do anything about double. Double's just happening. I mean, we've never seen double resolve as well, so I guess this is a good opportunity to see what he actually gets out of it. Double or nothing. Fine. Goes into Ray. I mean, we just lose as soon as Ray hits the board, right? Because now he just has a... While this card is equipped with a ZW. I think I have to do this. Because as soon as he gets the ZW, we're just dead. But I think we're dead anyway, because now he just does this again. Never mind, he has Xyz import. Ah! I mean, maybe there's a slim chance. No, there is no chance. We are just dead. Our hand was Garbo. We were never winning this, were we? Go, Oviraptor! Protect me! I think it still has to be... As much as I really need to get this into my hand, I think it has to be Misk to increase the chances of survival. I think we're just utterly dead though, right? I think we are unbelievably dead. He searched for it earlier. I mean, we can't play around it. There's nothing we can do about it. Like, knowing about it doesn't change the plays or anything. Flip before rank 4? Yeah, but that doesn't work, because then he just uses the skill, goes into Utopia, and then does whatever he wants and kills us, right? So, like, that still doesn't work. This doesn't matter. So this is the issue, is we needed... The only way that we won was if he uses the skill early. That was our win con. If he doesn't use the skill early, we're just in a really shit position no matter what. Alternate win con achieved! I think we still did play that as well as we could have. I don't think there was a better line. But, all things considered, hey, new card processing. We'll take that. I think you were supposed to use UCT when he used his normal summon. I mean, potentially, but the thing is, if we UCT on the normal, he then just activates the skill, right? Immediately... Actually, can he use the... No, yeah, he can use the skill whenever. So he'd activate the skill. He would flip over, as long as he has a ZW in hand. Then he activates the skill's second effect, immediately gets the Utopia for free, as well as adds that rank up to his hand. And then we're just dead from that, right? Aren't we just straight up dead? If you had flipped when he had 2 on the field, he can skill, but he can't make a second Xyz to go for game, since he lacks the zones. But then when he uses the skill, he can get rid of one of the face-down monsters. So that still doesn't mean anything. I mean, he kills UCT anyway, but he can't kill you. I mean, potentially. The issue is, I don't know enough about how much extending the deck can do. I just assume it can keep extending. But, if it is... Because, like, usually what happens is, they end up with, like, 3 monsters. Because this happened earlier today, right? Where he got out 3 guys. And then, then we flipped them down, and then he used the skill, made room. I mean, I suppose the other thing is, like... What is... Because the other thing is, I don't even know what, like, all of the Utopia Xyz monsters do. Which also makes it, like, a bit more difficult for, like, working out exactly how to play around them. Because I know they can just, like, OTK you out of nowhere with, like, what is it, Utopia the Lightning or whatever. And I just assume that's, like, a backup strategy that it can do. But, like... Again, I don't play Utopia, right? And I haven't been in a meta where it's been super prevalent. But, regardless, that is going to be it for today. We have reached 4 o'clock, so we are going to go ahead and raid Hao, who is currently playing Exo Sisters. So if anyone wants to watch Exo Sisters in the WCQ, we're going to go and host into him. But, thank you all so much for watching. It's been a fun one. Thursday will probably be this again. We'll probably be finishing it up and then playing just a bit of speed on the side. Because I don't think there's going to be an Angel Cup. I would be surprised if there was an Angel Cup. But, thank you all so much for hanging out. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye!
No deck wants to go up against Shadow's. Realistically speaking, that we don't want to be dealing with that. Oh my god, it's